What if I told you you could charge local businesses $2,000 to $3,000 setup fees plus $697 per month selling websites? But these aren't your basic websites that most businesses already have. These websites combine AI and automation to actually rank on Google, generate consistent leads, and nurture those leads into customers for your client. I like to call this new type of website a smart website. And there's a massive need for these smart websites right now because over 75% of businesses have websites that look bad, don't rank on Google, don't capture any leads, don't use any form of AI or automation, or they just don't have a website at all. And if you don't believe me, just go to Google Maps, search up any type of business in your area and start looking through their websites and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But as you can tell by the length of this video, I'm not just here to tell you all the fluff about making money with smart websites. I've been running my own website agency for over 3 years. So in this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to build smart websites that businesses actually want to buy. How to land clients that'll pay you $1,000 to $3,000 setup fees in between $97 to $697 per month. And lastly, I'll show you how to retain your clients so that they pay you a monthly smart website subscription for years to come. But before I jump into showing you how to build smart websites, there are a few things you'll need in place to fully run your smart website agency. The first thing you'll need is a software called GoHighLevel. This is the software that you'll use to build the smart websites and manage all of your clients on. And down below this video, you can get an extended 30-day free trial of GoHighLevel with my affiliate link. And if you use that link, you'll get special access to my private HighLevel Vault community where you can book 2 free Zoom calls per week with me for as long as you need them. I can answer all your questions and just help you with whatever you need in your agency. And you'll get over 50 plus custom smart website templates that you can use to land your very own smart website clients. And I'm always adding new smart website templates to the community every week, so you'll get access to all the future templates we put out as well. But even if you don't use my GoHighLevel link down below, no hard feelings. I'm still going to show you everything you'll need to run a successful smart website agency right now in this video. Once you're signed up for GoHighLevel, there's a few things you'll need in place to successfully run your smart website agency that you'll have to set up inside of your account. Lucky for you guys, I've already set everything up and I can import it directly into your account for you through the snapshot link that I've attached down below this video. You guys can simply copy the link, paste it into a tab here, and then you can import the snapshot directly into your account, which has everything set up ready to run your agency. There's still a few little things you have to customize and set up, which I'll show you later on in the video. But before you can import my snapshot, so before you click my link down below and import the snapshot, you'll need to make sure you have a sub account set up because we have our agency account, which I'm in right now. This is kind of like the master account, but this isn't really where you run your agency from. This is kind of the main settings, but you'll run your agency from a sub account, and all of your clients, you'll also give them and set up them their own sub account with their own smart websites in it. And that's where they can kind of run their business from. You can set up the automations and the AI chatbots and the websites and all of that. And so you need to make sure you have a sub account first. So you'll go to this tab right here called sub accounts. And then inside of this tab, you should see that there's a sub account right here. When you created your GoHighLevel account, you should have created a sub account, but if you didn't, then go ahead and create a sub account here. But if yours is already showing up, then you're good to go. You've already got a sub account. You can go in and you can edit your sub account, or you can just click on it and you can rename the sub account. If it's not the name of your business currently, just change it to the name of your agency, whatever you're going to call your agency, and then click save down here. But once you've created that sub account, you can then import my snapshot. So go ahead and copy the link down below this video. You'll just open up a new tab and you'll paste in the snapshot link that's down below. And once you hit paste, it'll take you to this login page, and you already have an account, so you don't need to start a new 14-day free trial or anything. Hopefully you guys already have the 30-day free trial with my link. You'll click member login right here, and then you'll go ahead and log into your GoHighLevel account again. It's kind of funny, it makes you log in because you're already logged in your other tab, but you'll just go ahead and sign in to your GoHighLevel account. Once you sign in, it'll take you to a page and it'll say, do you want to import this snapshot at the top? And you'll click yes, import now. And then you'll import the snapshot and have it inside of your account. Now you have to apply the snapshot to your sub account still. And so you'll go here in your agency account where it says click here to switch. Make sure it says that at the top because that means you're in your agency account. And you'll see this tab called sub accounts. And you'll click here. You'll just go ahead and click on the sub account that you're going to run your agency from, which it should be named already, the name of your agency. For some reason, this is taking a minute. Let me go back. So you'll just click on the sub account. So just click here. So I'll click on this one, for example. You'll click actions. and then you'll click load snapshot. So load snapshot, and then you will choose the snapshot, and you should find my snapshot here. It's going to be called Smart Website Agency Snapshot Free. This is, and it's going to say from Jasper imported right here, and you'll just click this one, and then you'll click proceed. You're going to make sure to select all. You want everything from my snapshot that I built out for y'all to run your agency, and you'll click proceed again. Make sure nothing is skipped here, and then you'll click select here, and then you will proceed again. And then you'll click confirm here and then proceed again. And then it says the snapshot is being pushed to the select sub account. So now everything is being loaded in. This takes a few minutes sometimes. It's usually 30 seconds to a minute, but it could take up to a few minutes. And then when you switch into your sub account, which I will do right now, I'll type in Smart Website Agency Snapshot. So this is the account. And I'm just going to show you through everything that you'll have here once you've imported my snapshot. So you'll go to the Sites tab, for example, and under the Sites tab, you guys will find this sales funnel, which you'll use in order to gather leads and basically show to your customers when you're closing them as a client. And so this is what this funnel looks like. Let me preview it, but there's 5 pages on it. Preview looks a little bit like this. At the beginning, it says, smarter website for a smarter business. And this is just a simple sales funnel, kind of walking through everything the smart websites do. Just something super basic. You don't need anything fancy. And it has this survey right here. So you can kind of capture leads by sending people to this funnel. And so you can put in their name, click next. It has some questions. What type of business do you own? You can say like landscaping, something like that. What is your business name? ABC Landscaping. And then do you currently have a website? If they click yes, it'll ask for their website link. If they click no, then it'll skip that question, and then it'll go straight to gathering their phone number and email, and they'll agree to the terms and conditions and then click submit. When they submit this, it should then redirect them to the next page of our funnel, which is the pricing page. So it says you qualify for a smart website, and really anybody who fills out that survey at the beginning qualifies, right? But it says you qualify for a smart website, and it shows our 3 pricing packages: our starter plan, which is $1,000 setup and $97 a month; growth, which is $2,000 setup and $297 a month; and then the elite plan, which is $3,000 setup and $697 per month. If they're ready to purchase, they can click get started on any of these three plans. Let's say they go with the growth plan here in the middle. Then it will take them to a payment page here. This one says no product available because you're going to have to hook up your payment processor to this, which I'll show you here later on in the video, and then they can purchase and subscribe to your software, to the smart website that you built for them with the automations and the AI features and just everything that goes along with it. The GoHighLevel software, which will have your own logo on it and everything, so you're white labeling it so they don't know it's GoHighLevel, and just everything that comes with your offer there. And then they can buy, and then there's a 5th page, which is just a thank you page that says thanks for purchasing. And so this is a funnel that you can use for leads, or once you've jumped on a Zoom call with somebody already, you can just take them through this funnel and say, hey, let me fill in this information really quick on the survey, and you can do this in front of them, or you can let them do it on their own. Anyway, that's the example of our sales funnel here that comes in my snapshot that you guys get access to. And then another thing is going to be the automations. These 4 automations, I like to keep things really simple. Sorry, not even 4, 3. These 3 automations will run your entire agency. So the first one is going to be your appointment booking automation, which runs off of our calendar, which I also gave you in the snapshot. But this one basically just triggers off of an appointment being booked. So if you book a potential lead in that wants to meet with you over a Zoom call to check out what you're offering with your smart websites, that's what triggers this event here. All this should be set up for you guys. There's only one little thing you need to change, which I'll show you here in a sec. It'll remove them from any other automations, and then it'll move them in our pipeline to the appointment book stage. So it kind of keeps all your leads organized that way. It'll send an internal text message to you as the agency owner, and it'll say John Smith, or whatever your lead's name that booked the appointment is. John Smith has booked a website appointment for, and then it puts the day and the time just to notify you that you got somebody who booked an appointment. And then it sends a confirmation email to the lead, John, whoever booked the appointment. And it says this here: hey, John, your appointment has been confirmed for Monday at 5 p.m. Let us know if you have any questions. When it's time, please use this Zoom meeting ID. If you guys use Google Meet or a different video conferencing software, you can change this right here from Zoom to something else. And then this will paste your Zoom link in here, which I need to show you where to put that Zoom link in so that it populates right here in this section at the bottom of this email. And then it also sends a text message. It's going to put the Zoom link in again, which I'll show you here in a minute, but the text basically says the same thing. Then 24 hours before the appointment, 1 day before, it's going to send them another reminder email, and then a reminder text message 1 day before. 1 hour before, it'll then send another email and another text message 1 hour before, and then 5 minutes before, it'll send you an internal text message just letting you know your appointment's in 5 minutes so you don't forget about it and jump on with that potential client. You will have an email that sends to the client. Again, just, hey, quick 5-minute reminder, text message and an email. That's the automation for booking, and it's all set up. You just want to click publish right here, publish it. One thing to be able to populate everything in the automations correctly though, we do need to go in our sub account, settings, and then we'll scroll down to this field right here called custom values. In this field, you'll need to make sure to grab your Zoom link and your calendar link, because these are 2 links that we're going to be using in our automations. And if you paste them here, they will populate correctly in all your automations when it sends a text or an email to somebody. So the Zoom link first, if you're using Zoom, great. If you're using Google Meet, you can change this to say Google Meet. You just click edit right here and you can rename it Google Meet link, whatever you want to use for video conferencing. I use Zoom. Inside of Zoom, if you go to profile under your login, when you're logged into your account, then you go down to meeting and you go to your personal meeting ID and you click this little button, make sure to expand your link. This is your permanent Zoom meeting link. And I just like to use the same Zoom link for all of my calls, just makes things easier so I don't have to chase down a new random generated Zoom link every time. And then you'll just paste it in this value box right here. You don't really even, I don't think you need to select a folder. You just click update. And now your Zoom meeting link will populate in all of the automated text and emails that send to your prospects whenever they book an appointment. Same thing with the calendar link here. This calendar link, we need to add a value for it as well. And the way you grab the calendar links, you go back here, you go into the calendars tab, and then you go under calendar settings. And then under here, you guys will see a calendar from my snapshot as well. I've already built it out for you. It's called Smart Website Consultations Calendar. And this is the calendar you use for all of your clients to jump, or potential clients to jump on calls and pitch them the Smart Website and how it will help their business. And so this is going to be your Smart Website Consultation Calendar. You'll just click edit right here. Just make sure you go in and customize the calendar to your availability. You don't really need to put a logo on it, or you just need to name it. You need to have the custom URL on the end, which should already be populated. You could change it to like website, business, meetings, and then like your agency name. Instead of using these long letters, you could just do, like for me, I could do Web Juice right here. And then you'll just keep it contact name. You can change the color of what you want the color to look like on your calendar. And then you'll go to availability. And this is really what you need to change, is like if you're available certain times of the day, you need to make sure those times are selected. So if you want to take calls with potential customers from 10:30 to 4, great. But you can also change it to different times if you're only available during certain times of the day. And then you should be able to just keep all this the same. That's all fine there. Under notifications, I like to turn all of these off. So let's just go here, make sure they're all disabled. I think they already are. So yeah, just make sure all these are disabled when you go through them. Leave everything the same here. And then under connections and customizations, you don't have to do anything. But anyway, that's kind of the basic setup of your calendar. You'll click save right here. Once you've saved it, we're going to grab the calendar link like I was leading you guys to before. So we're going to go back out, and then we're going to click over here to the right. Let's see. Yeah, share calendar. We are going to copy the scheduling link right here. Once we've copied that scheduling link, let's go back over to our custom values again. And let's go to our calendar link custom value. Should already have that from my snapshot. We just have to paste in the link now, because your calendar link is going to be different than mine. That's why you have to paste this in your account separate, and I can't just give it to you in a snapshot. It has to be your link. So paste in your calendar link there and then click update. And now the automation will send out correctly with your calendar link instead of just a blank nothing. And same thing with the Zoom link. The automations will send the Zoom link in those automated emails and texts that send to your customer or your potential customer once they booked a call with you. Those are the only 2 things you really need to update here for your automations to run. If I go back to our automations tab, I will show you the other automations. This one is when somebody fills out your Smart Website survey, which is that survey in this funnel that you guys get access to. So once somebody fills out this survey, which is just this here with the different questions asking about their business, once they fill that out and click submit on the end, then this automation right here will trigger off. So this Smart Website survey filled out, that's our trigger event. And then it'll update this person in our pipeline, and it'll keep them organized under the survey filled out stage of our pipeline. It'll send this person a text saying, hey, John, thanks for filling out the survey on our website. Based on your response, it looks like whatever the name of their business is, if they type in ABC Landscaping, it looks like ABC Landscaping qualifies for a smart website. Would you like to jump on a call and chat more about getting your smart website set up? And then it'll sign off with your name there. And then an email saying pretty much the exact same thing. Would you like to jump on a call and set things up? And then once they reply back, you can send them the link to your calendar and they can book a call. And then we have this new client automation. So whenever we get a new client, which this one triggers off of them checking out through your funnel. So once they get to like the the third page of the funnel where they actually purchase and pay. Once they pay, this is what will trigger off. So this automation will trigger off. We'll remove them from any other workflow, and it'll simply update them in our pipeline to the paying client stage. And the pipeline will look like this. It's under the opportunities tab, but basically it's just 3 stages for ours: survey filled out, appointment booked, and paying client. Because earlier, you remember I filled out that survey with my name, and so you see I'm under here. If I were to book an appointment, the automation would automatically move me to this stage. And then if I were to become a customer and actually pay for the Smart website, then it would move me automatically to paying client. So all this is automatic. You don't have to do any dragging and dropping like I'm showing you here. It'll move it all automatically through the system with the automations we've set up. That's pretty much everything that you'll find in the snapshot. There are a few things you'll need to set up in your sub account that are custom to you, which is going to be under the settings here. You'll want to make sure you show up under the My Staff tab underneath the sub account. You can see I don't have anybody under this tab right now. You'll want to make sure you are a user underneath the sub account, because there's a few things that will get messed up if you're not. You're going to switch back to your agency view. You're not going to click add user here because you're already going to be a user at the agency level. So if you click here to your agency account, and then you go down to the settings in the agency level, and then you go to team, you can type in your name here. You should see your name at the top, but I'm just going to type in my name here, and I've got a bunch of different profiles. I'm going to find the one. You should just only have one for you though, and you only need one. I don't know why. I guess I've tested a lot of different things, have a bunch of profiles of myself, but this is the one I like to use here. I'll go over to the right, click edit, and then I'll go to roles and permissions, and then I will just add myself to my sub account. So my sub account that I'm working on in this video is called Smart Website Agency Snapshot Free. So I'll make sure to add myself and then click save. You'll want to make sure you're an agency admin, and then don't restrict yourself any access. Make sure you have access to all the features, and then click save. And now if I go back to my sub account, and you'll go back to your sub account, and then you go under settings, and then you'll go under my staff. Now you should show up as a user in that sub account, which you're going to be the owner of it. You're going to be the agency owner, but just need to make sure you're here inside of the sub account. And there are some other just like bells and whistles you can set up inside of your sub account to run your agency. But that's all the basics that you'll need in order to just start reaching out to clients, have your business ready, running, and just be ready and prepared to start reaching out to clients. You don't need a lot of the bells and whistles. There's so many features in GoHighLevel, but those are just like the meat and potatoes of what you need in order to successfully run your agency. You need a calendar where you can book people on. You need a few automations to help streamline your processes in your business. You need a funnel, right, that you can hook up your domain to, which I'll show you in a future video or later on in this training. You'll need a domain, you'll need a website or a funnel that you can show to leads or potential prospects that you're trying to close as Smart website clients, and I'll show you how to hook up your own custom domain to this later on in this video. But those are really the only things you need to successfully run a Smart website agency, and you can do more later on. Like if you want to get more advanced with your automations, awesome, and I'm happy to help you build the more advanced automations. If you're my affiliate, you can book 2 free Zoom calls per week, and I can help you with that kind of stuff, but you really don't need them. You really just need these 3 here, the funnel to show what you guys offer. You'll also just need that calendar to book people on. Those are the basics of what you need in order to successfully run your Smart website agency. Next up, you'll want to white label your GoHighLevel account. White labeling just basically means to put your logo here at the top and then also the domain at the top. Mine says app.webjuice.io. Yours, if you haven't set it up yet, will say app.gohighlevel.com, but you can change this to be your own custom domain. It doesn't have to be app.gohighlevel.com. You can have it be your own, so when your clients log into their sub accounts, they will log in at app.whatever your business name is.com instead of GoHighLevel, so we can kind of hide the fact and white label over GoHighLevel so that our clients think they're using our own custom software. I'll show you how to do that. So you can see my logo is already here, but if you go down to settings and then you go under, I believe it's this company tab right here, we'll go to this tab that says white label, and you can simply drag in your logo here. Logos are best suited for 500 by 200 pixels, just like this one. You're gonna want something that's long, like a horizontal rectangle, and you're gonna want your logo to fill in as much of this box as possible. I think with the splash right here, this is kind of maybe about as big as mine can get. Well, actually, I'm gonna go even bigger. You want it just to drag to the edges so that the logo looks as big as possible once you bring it into GoHighLevel here, and then make sure any text that you use as well just kind of fills the space. This is a logo that I was kind of messing with, so there's a few different different moving parts to it. But anyway, you get the gist of it. You just want to make sure it fills all the way to the edges as much as you can. And then you're going to go ahead and share. This is using Canva. You guys have probably seen Canva. It's a free design software. You can create your logo with it, and then you can bring it in into GoHighLevel, but you'll just download it here, and you'll want to download it with a transparent background. That's important, so that there's no like gray background like you see here. It'll just be transparent. Then you'll pull that into GoHighLevel. You won't see a logo here at all. You just click upload, and then you'll upload that file. PNG or JPEG works just fine. Just make sure it has that transparent background, and then it'll show up just fine here in the top left corner as soon as you upload it. And then also, as I was saying earlier, you guys can white label the actual domain where people will log in to your software from, because when you get smart website clients, they may need to log into the software to see their leads, or check on their website, and they can actually edit their website themselves if you want them to, or you can make those edits for them. But sometimes they will want access to the software either through the desktop, or there's also a mobile app called Lead Connector Phone that they can manage all of their leads and conversations and everything with their leads and customers on their phone, which is really nice as well. But if they ever do log in, you want to have this white labeled as well. You want to make sure to buy a domain. I recommend a website called GoDaddy.com, where you can purchase a domain for your agency. You'll just search here, and if it's available, it'll say available. If the domain's taken by someone else, it'll say taken. Most domains through GoDaddy are like $14 for a whole year, so they're really, really cheap. If your domain costs a lot more, that's probably a premium domain. You might not want to buy it and spend a ton of money. But yeah, just buy one of the cheap domains, whatever you want to name your business. .com, .io, .ai is a cool one, since we're going to help our clients with a few different AI features. But yeah, just go to GoDaddy.com and go ahead and buy your domain if you don't have one already. We're going to jump back into HighLevel, and you'll just click right here where it says migrate domain. You'll type in your domain right here, and then you'll click continue. It'll set up the DNS records for you if you're using GoDaddy. It should ask you to log into your GoDaddy account. You just log in right here, just like this, and you'll click authorize domain. And so I'm basically authorizing GoHighLevel to hook up my domain to GoHighLevel. And so I'll just click authorize. And right here, it's making me sign in, just like I was saying before to GoDaddy. You'll just go ahead and sign in. And then once you've signed in, it'll take you to the next step, which it'll add the DNS records for you. It should be complete. If it doesn't work right away, you might have to try to re-verify it, and then you should be good to go. I've already added mine, so I don't need to do that. And then also the API domain right here, you'll just click edit, and then you'll type in API dot, and then whatever your domain is. Mine is webjuice.io, but yours will be like API dot, let's say your agency's called agency.com. You'll do API.agency.com. And you'll type that out here and then click continue. It'll do the same thing, verify it with GoDaddy, and you'll be good to go. This also works with other domain buyers. Like you can buy your domain with HostGator or Cloudflare, Namecheap. There's a lot of others other than GoDaddy, but I found GoDaddy is just really easy to use, and the domains are pretty cheap. So that is how you white label the software. So once you've done that, you'll have the logo at the top left, and you'll also see the logo in any of the sub accounts you go into, your sub account, any of your client sub accounts. They'll see your logo instead of the GoHighLevel logo. So now you'll be fully white labeled. If you hook up your white labeled domain in your agency account where we just were under the company tab, and it doesn't change at the top, it won't change by default. You'll have to go ahead and type in your new white labeled domain here. So mine is like app.webjuice.io. Yours is, let's say it's app.agency.com or whatever your domain is. You'll want to copy this. You'll want to open up a new tab, paste it in, and this will take you to a login page. This will take you to your own custom login page, the same login page where your clients will log into your software from once you've set up their smart website and built their sub account. And it'll just take you to a login page. Mine might just like default take me through the login and past it because I'm already logged in over here. I'm not sure why this is taking so long. Let me try to refresh real quick. It'll take you to this login page here, and you'll see your logo up here at the top. You'll also be able to just log into your account like normal to your GoHighLevel. And then once you've signed in here, you'll see your GoHighLevel account. But at the top now, it'll say app.whatever your domain is, .com or .io or .ai or whatever domain you have. And then there's one last thing you can white label, which is in the little tab at the top of your screen when you have a different websites open. There's this little tiny logo next to the name of the site that you're on, and that's called a favicon. And you can actually update that and change that whenever people are logged into your software. And the way that you'll do that is you need to create a square version of your logo. So this one's more of rectangular right here, but I would just maybe take the juice part off and just make it my circle with the W in the middle of it. So you'll just want to create a square version of your logo in, Canva, for example. So I could just like resize this one and make it a custom size, or let me do this custom size, and I'll do like 500 by 500 instead. We can then resize this design and make it square instead of rectangular. And then I can take this part out. I can take this part out. And this is one of my old logos, but this one as well, you'll just want to make sure it fills the whole screen in Canva so that it fills up as much space as possible and looks big when it's up browser here at the top when you have your software open and logged in. Let me zoom out a little bit. But anyway, yeah, drag it to the edges, center it, and then you'll share it or you'll save it, and then make sure it's a transparent background again. Go back here. And then scroll down to this section. There's this custom JavaScript, which I'll link a Google Doc down below that has this JavaScript in it. It's just all this text right here. You guys can access it. Like I said, down below, I'll have a Google Doc for you. It'll just say Favicon Javascript, so you guys can copy it. Once you copy it though, you want to make sure to add, there will be like this ellipsis here, and then over here, this will be blank though right here, because this is my image link to my logo. You'll need to add yours in right here between this ellipses and this ellipses. Make sure you put in your logo link. And to get that logo link, you'll just switch into your sub account real quick. So let me go into my agency sub account here that I'm using for this video, and then you'll go down to where it says media storage, and then you'll go ahead and upload your logo. Once you upload your logo, let me just upload something random here. I don't know if I've got a logo on hand. I'll just do like one of my thumbnails from one of my YouTube videos. Let's do that, just to show you guys how it works. But let's say this is your logo right here. You will then click these three dots and you'll click get link. So that's how you get your logo link. And then once you've gotten your logo link, you'll switch back to your agency account, and then you'll go down here to settings, and then you'll go back to the company tab, white label, and then you'll simply paste in between the two ellipses, like I said before, just this section right here that ends in PNG or JPEG. You'll go ahead and paste in your logo link, your square version for your favicon, and then you'll click save changes. And then once you refresh your page, you should see your favicon up at the top now. Instead of just a white, blank space, it'll have your favicon there. And sometimes it takes a minute, or even like I've seen it take a few days to work on Mac, specific on Apple computers. It usually works on Windows just fine, but just give it some time and it'll propagate and start working on Windows or Mac. It just might take a little bit of time once you've saved it in. All right, next I'm going to show you how to hook up your own domain that you've hopefully bought on GoDaddy already. If you haven't, go ahead and buy that domain. Like I said, they're only $14 a year or something like that. Once you bought your domain, I'm going to show you how to hook it up here to this funnel that's inside of my snapshot that you guys should have already imported earlier on in this video. And so what you're going to do is you're going to be inside of your sub account. You're going to go down to settings, and then you're going to scroll down to where it says domains. Once you're in the domains tab, you're going to click connect a domain, and then at the top you're just going to click connect here next to funnels, websites, all the different options it said there, and then you'll type in your domain. I have a domain here that I'm just a test domain. It's ghl-software.com, so I'm going to use that one, ghl-software.com, and we'll hit continue. It says also add www. You'll just click check there. It should already be checked, and then continue that. And then it should make me log into my GoDaddy account so that it can set up all the records for me. Record conflict, multiple A records found. What you're going to do is you're going to go into your GoDaddy account, go to this section called My Products, and then you're going to find your domain. I've got this one pulled up here, and then you're going to go to DNS records. The conflict that's happening is there's an A record here that says part that shouldn't be here, and it's conflicting, so I'm going to go ahead and delete it. And once you delete that A record, then there shouldn't be a conflict anymore. So we're going to go back, we're going to click back and make sure this is checked again, and then click continue again. This time it should work because now we took out that A record that was hooked up to our domain. There we go. And then we'll click authorize domain, and then you'll have to log into your GoDaddy. Once you log in, it should take you to this page. You'll just click connect, and then it will connect it, and then you can go back into HighLevel, and then it can take up to 30 seconds. But basically what it's doing is it's adding 2 DNS records to your GoDaddy account. It's adding an A record here and a CNAME record. Once those are added in, your domain will then connect here. It's saying couldn't find a C or A record. Sometimes it takes a minute. You just have to click try again. This one should be good. You can go back here into your GoDaddy and see if they were added. This A record was added. That was automatically added by GoHighLevel. The CNAME record was added. Looks great. We should be good. It just might not have been added quite yet last time, but it's authorizing again, and we should get hooked up this time. You can also manually do this, but GoHighLevel does it for us, so it's really nice. Now that it's hooked up, it'll take you to this page. We're going to select funnel, and then we're going to select our smart website funnel. You can name this also like the name of your agency, so I could call this Web Juice funnel or something like that. And then then we're just going to take the main landing page as the default page. And then we can also select a 404 error page. We can just select the landing page for that too, and then click proceed to finish. And it'll automatically hook up our domain that we bought on GoDaddy to this funnel and will now be searchable on Google. So if I go and type in my domain now, we should be all hooked up. And I'll just type that in. You'll type in your domain. And you sometimes will get this error when it's such a fresh domain and you've never used it before and you just recently hooked it up. It can take a minute in order to propagate. And so I've seen it take up anywhere from like 30 minutes to an hour sometimes, so that so when it's searchable and you can actually like find your website. Let me try it one more time. Maybe it's work. No, still not working. Let me go check. There's a few things you can do here to check to make sure we're all hooked up. We can go under sites, click our smart website funnel, click settings. Okay, make sure that's hooked up right here, and then click save. And then one other thing I'll check is this link should work here, but it has this like weird path on the end. What we can do there, so we can click where it says publishing. As long as your domain's not being used anywhere else on another website, you should be able to put in your own custom domain here, or your custom path, which is like the end of the domain /smart website. We can update that. With a funnel, it's actually not the same as a website. So what I was doing earlier wasn't correct. You'll actually use this domain as your main root domain for the funnel. So I needed to type in this right here, which it has to have the /, and then you could do like offer /smart website like I did here. That'd be a good one. This isn't technically a website, it's a funnel. It's just a few different steps, whereas a website would have a lot more pages. And you could build a website for your agency as well. If you guys are my affiliates for HighLevel, you'll get access to my smart website template instead of just the simple sales funnel. But anyway, if we type in that domain here with the /smart website on the end, it should take us to our funnel, just like that. So anyway, it's working just fine. So that's how you hook up your GoDaddy domain, and it's the same process for wherever you bought your domain. HostGator, Cloudflare, Namecheap should sync up automatically, and then you just hook up the website domain to the funnel, and then your funnel should be live and ready to use and capture leads through or show to your prospects on your sales calls. Next up, I'm going to show you how to register your phone number. It's a process called A2P. Basically, it's a new regulation in the US and Canada. So if you're not in the US or Canada, you don't have to do this part. You can skip this part of the video. But if you're in the US or Canada and you want to send text messages from your phone number and GoHighLevel, like the automated text messages, or you want to send a bulk text message blast to like 500 of your customers or your leads or your clients want to do this, this is something you have to set up for your own business to be able to send text and for all of your clients as well. It's called A2P. So I'm going to show you how it works really quick. First thing we need though is we need to go to the sites tab and we need to go to surveys, and we need to open up this smart website survey. This is the one that's on the funnel that I was showing you guys earlier that comes with my snapshot. And so this is the survey right here. If you want to add any questions to it, you can add your own slides with different questions, but these are the ones that come with my snapshot. But at the very end, it needs to have this checkbox, which should also be in my snapshot on this survey. So you should already have this, but you just need to type in your business name here. So it should say, I agree to the terms and conditions provided by this business. You want to change where it says this business to say by the name of your agency. So for me, it's WebJuice LLC. You want to say the official name with the LLC on the end. And then it also needs to say, I agree to receive text messages from this business. That's important. So people have to opt in order to receive that text from us. We can't just go cold texting people without their consent. It's actually illegal to do. And so we need to have them agree to it by clicking this checkbox and then submitting our survey that way. But they also need to be able to see the terms and conditions that are on our website. And so I actually included those as well in the template. Let me go ahead and save this real quick. You want to make sure to save it at the top right before you go back out. Anyway, you're going to want to go to your smart website survey. We'll want to go back, proceed. We're actually going to go to our funnels tab over here under the sites tab. Click on our funnel. And this I've already included in the snapshot for you as well. So you don't have to actually create your own legal page with terms and conditions. This is a generic terms and conditions and privacy policy that works for any business. So you guys don't have to change anything there. But I'm going to go ahead and click publish because I don't want this legal page to have this random like number on the end. So go ahead and publish it. I'm going to take off the number on the end. We'll call it, just legal-page. Update it here. And then you're going to want to copy the link to this legal page, which I'll show you here in a second. I guess this is being used somewhere else. It still generated the number on the end. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to go ahead and copy this link, and then we're going to take that back to our survey. We need to make sure people can actually check out our terms and conditions before they opt in. This is something that A2P, this phone registration, requires us to do. And so you're going to select and highlight where it says terms and conditions. and then you are going to click these three dots, and then you're going to click link. And then you're going to paste in that URL that we just copied to your legal page of the funnel. And now terms and conditions will turn blue and it'll be clickable. So when people click on it, it'll open up the legal page of your website or of your funnel that is in my snapshot. Like I said, this will work for any business. So you don't really have to change anything here, but it's a legit official terms and conditions and privacy policy. So this will pass the test when we register for A2P. So as long as you've set that up on the survey, you've given people the checkbox to opt in to receive text, that's what the A2P department wants to see. And also, let's go ahead and link, while we have that link copied to our terms and conditions page, let's go back to our funnel and let's make sure our landing page has the terms and conditions as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and edit this funnel page here, and then I'm gonna scroll to the bottom and make sure right here, the terms and conditions and the privacy policy, these are buttons. And so you'll just wanna click it, scroll down, and then we're going to change this to open URL, website URL here. Well, actually, no. You're going to keep it the way it is. You're going to do step and then legal page, because this will go to that legal page of the website. So if somebody clicks on it and wants to check out your terms and conditions or your privacy policy, just make sure to click each button, make sure that says step and then legal page. Same thing for privacy policy, step, legal page. I was thinking of a different way to do that. Those are already set up and should be good to go from my snapshot. So now we can go to the A2P process. So they really need to see that you have a website, that you have the terms and conditions, have the privacy policy, have the checkbox where people are opting in to receive text messages. And then we can go to settings here. We're going to go down to this tab down here called phone numbers. We can actually go ahead and buy a phone number. We can't send text from it yet, but go ahead and buy a phone number. So you'll click add phone number. And you can search by area code using this filter button. And you can say provider and then go to where it says any part of number, go to first part of number. And in Idaho, we have like a 208 area code on the front of every phone number. And then I can click apply, and it'll pull up a list of all of the different 208 phone numbers in the state of Idaho. So you can search by your area code of your state and by a local phone number. So when these texts go out to your leads and customers, they look like they're from a local number if you're working with other local businesses in your area. So anyway, you just select one and then click proceed to buy. It'll be $1.15 per month to purchase the number. So they're not very expensive, but you do have to pay for like the texting and calling minutes and credits once you actually start sending text as well, but they're also really cheap as well. So once you buy the phone number, you can then go up to the Trust Center tab here, and then you're gonna go to start registering now. On this first part, you're going to put in your business details. Is your business an entity registered in the US or Canada? You'll say yes. And like I said, if you're not in the US or Canada, you can skip this whole entire part. You can send texts without doing this A2P process. We just have to do this in the US and Canada. To hopefully at this point, you have an LLC created. If not, you can just register without the tax ID. But if you have an LLC, it's easier to get approved because you'll have an EIN number. Typically, if you have an LLC, click this option. If you don't have an LLC and you're just acting as a sole proprietor without a official formed business, then just click no. The business I'm registering does not have a tax ID. I'll just do that option for this one. Let's assume we don't have an LLC. And then you'll want to put in the name of your business. For me, it's going to be Web Juice and LLC. Make sure this matches the exact name of your business. If you have an LLC, make sure it's the exact one that's on like the copy of your LLC certificate that you get with the IRS. Then we'll hit continue. Business address, just make sure all this information is correct for your business, which can be your house, whatever. Put in your name. I'll just go ahead and fill in all the info here. Phone number can be the same as the other one. And then job position, I just like to do CEO. There we go. Then you'll click continue, and that's the brand part. And then right here, you'll just select I acknowledge. It's a $24 charge, just a one-time fee to do this A2P registration. So you'll just select that checkbox there, click continue. There's really no way around that. We just have to pay the fee. And then the brand name, you'll do WebJuice LLC again, or you'll do your business name, right? Whatever your business is called. The industry, I like to do, I guess let's do communication. It's close enough. So there's really nothing that super greatly categorizes an agency. But right here, put in your phone number again. Continue. And then right here, if you're a sole proprietor, that means you don't have an LLC, you just are starting a business and you haven't done anything, registered anything, you are a sole proprietor. So you select that. If we had said at the beginning we did have a tax ID, it'll say LLC right here, and you'll select your limited liability company. And then right here, we have to put some examples of how we're going to be using our phone number and how we're going to be texting people for our business. And you're going to also have to set this up for your clients as well. But we can click see example, and we can copy this example right here. And so it makes it really easy for us. This campaign sends appointment information, confirmation, and reminder messages to customers once they've booked an appointment with. Make sure to change this to your business name. So I'll put WebJuice LLC for mine. make sure to put in whatever your business name is right there. You can say on our website, and opt in to receive promotional notification SMSs from, and then also again, I'll put WebJuice LLC right here. All right, and then I'll do one other just in case, because we also might just reach out to them for different campaigns. So we'll copy the second one and paste that in right here. The campaign will be used to reach out to customers who signed up for the updates via SMS. All right, so that's good. Now we have to give 2 different sample text messages that we might send. So we can also click see example here, copy the first one. This one should be good enough. Paste that in. Hey, John, this is Jane from, and then company name, you'll just change that to your business name, whatever that is. Our appointment is for July 20th. Please reach out to, and then you can just say this number because you're going to be texting them this. So they'll have your number. In case you need to reschedule, please stop to reply stop to unsubscribe. So every message has to have this as well. So just keep that. And then sample message number 2, we'll do the same thing. Copy this first one here, paste it in. Hey, Brian, this is Jane from WebJuice LLC. So you weren't able to make it for our appointment. Would you like to reschedule? And then you'll put in the link here. You could actually just take this part out because we don't really have, you can put in the link to your calendar here from GoHighLevel, copy your calendar link, but you could just take that part off. You don't really need that. Just ask them if they want to reschedule and then have the reply stop to unsubscribe option here at the bottom. For this one, just have these top 2 checked. You really aren't going to typically have age-gated content or messages that include content related to direct lending or loans, especially as an agency. If you have a client that does mortgages, though, that you've built a smart website for, you would need to check this one. But for us, we just need to check the top 2. And then right here, how do you lead/contacts consent to receive messages? We're just going to click see example. And then we're going to paste in end users opt in by visiting, and then we'll paste in our website right here. So I'm going to do GHL-soft, I think my domain was ghlsoftware.com/smart website, just like that. So type in your domain that leads to the funnel that we set up earlier and hooked your domain up, and then filling in their details. Users check a box, which is that little checkbox on the funnel. They check a box to receive notifications and promotional messages to provide their consent. Additionally, this one doesn't have a comma. Additionally, end users can also text start to, and you can just type out our number because I don't remember the number we put in or we purchased. That's fine right there. And then this next one, we click see example, copy it, paste it in. You've successfully opted in to receive notification promotional SMS from, and then make sure to change this to your agency name. Please reply stop if you need to opt out in the future. And then you'll just click submit. And then it'll usually take a day or a few days sometimes. Could even take up to a week. They actually have some governmental body that reviews these and approves them or denies them. If you get denied though, it'll say a reason you got rejected, and you can fix that reason. It'll say like, oh, you didn't have a good enough sample message. But if you fill it in this way, just like I showed you here, you should get approved no problem and be able to start texting within a day to 7 days on average. Usually it's just really quick though, within a day or two. They've gotten really fast with the approvals. And then that'll allow you to send text messages inside of your account. So you'll be able to, that phone number that you bought here under the settings. I didn't buy one just because I'm showing this for demo sake, but this phone number here, you'll be able to, it'll send automated texts for these automations that I included in this snapshot that you guys downloaded. For example, this booking one, when somebody books an appointment, these texts will now send. If you're not A2P approved, these text messages in this automation will get skipped. Only the emails will send out. So you need to make sure you're A2P approved if you want these text message, SMS messages to send in your automations, and just be able to send them manually in general through GoHighLevel. Next up, we need to set up our emails so that in our automations, the emails will send out to our leads or our customers. That they won't send out unless you have this email step set up first. We're going to do this from our agency account, not our agency sub account, but our agency account. So it'll say click here to switch to the top. You'll go down to settings here at the bottom, and then you'll go to the email services tab right here. Once you're here, you can see I've already got mine set up. It's info.webjuice.io. You're going to create one that's info. Whatever your domain is, .com or .io or whatever. So you're going to click right here, dedicated domain and IP, and then you're going to click add domain. I'm going to use my domain from earlier, which is a GHL, or sorry, you want to type info first, info.ghl-software. This is just mine, right? You're going to type in yours after the info dot part. you'll type in your domain. So mine is ghlsoftware.com. That's the domain I'll be using. So make sure this part is your domain, not mine, but the info part, make sure you have that, and then the dot. And then we're going to click add and verify, and it should add all of our records for us. It may ask you to add in or log into your GoDaddy. It'll look like this. We'll click continue, and then it should sync up the DNS records for you in your GoDaddy account or wherever you bought your domain, Cloudflare, Namecheap. I'm going to authorize GoDaddy to do it for me, and then I'm going to connect it right here. All right, and then we can go back in, and it's going to add in all of these DNS records. It might take a second for GoHighLevel to add them all to our GoDaddy account, but it's going to add a TXT, CNAME, MX, and another TXT. Let's see if it's done it. Sometimes it takes a few minutes, but I'm going to click verify domain, and you will as well. And so just down here, we'll try verifying them, and it looks like, yep, they all got verified. And then sometimes it doesn't, it'll say like a little error message up here. This one never shows as verified. I don't know why it doesn't, but this one should add automatically. If it doesn't, you can go into your GoDaddy account, go into your DNS records for your domain that you're working with, and there should be one that's like TXT DMARC right here. If it's not, go ahead and add this one in GoDaddy. You'll just click add new record and plug it in just like it shows right here. I'm gonna go back out real quick. And you can see this one still says SSL unknown. We're going to click verify again. I don't know why it makes us do this, but sometimes it does. We'll verify our domain again, and we want it to redirect us out. Yeah, just like this. And now it'll say SSL pending. Try clicking verify now one more time just in case, because we want it to say SSL issued. Maybe it will say issued once we check this one. I already have mine right, so I'm going to keep mine and delete this one, but you guys will only have one. But you want it to say SSL issued, so you may have to verify it one more time just for safe measure. Verify it. You want it to say SSL issued. It's going to make me click verify again. Well, you hit verify domain twice for some reason, so you got to go back out, go back in, and then we're going to click verify domain one more time. There we go. All right, you just want it to say SSL issued, just like this. So you may have to go back and forth a few times just like I did there, but then it will say SSL issued and you'll be good to go. And you'll just want to make sure it's checked at the top. Yours should be checked by default. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this one because I've already got this one that I use. This was just for example's sake, but you can delete it. And let me type out. And now you want to make sure this one is also set up at the sub account level as well. You don't have to go through this process again since we did it in the agency level. It should automatically translate over to our sub account. And so you can go to sub account and then settings, and then you'll go to the email services tab right here. You could create your own if you want a separate one from your agency account. You don't really need that. It should automatically default to info.whatever your domain is.com. You should have the check mark here and you'll be good to go. So now you will have an email that can send out emails for these automations that send emails to like people who have booked appointments or people who filled out the survey on our funnel or a new client, any of the automated emails, or just if you're sending a manual email to one of your contacts. If you go into your contacts tab, I can select myself here, and then I can, send myself an email. I can select email right here, and this is obviously me, but if this, let's say this is one of your leads, you can check email and type out an email and send it manually, and it'll send from that email that we just created inside of GoHighLevel in your agency level, and now it's hooked up to the sub account as well. And this is something you have to do for each of your clients. They don't want to be using the email we set up today because this is obviously for your agency, info.youragency.com. So you have to set this up and set up their own email with their domain whenever you get a client, but I'll show you how to do that in a later part of this video. Next up, you're going to need a way to process payments when you get your first customer and they want to pay you. You're going to have some way to actually take their payment and get paid. And so I use a platform that integrates directly with GoHighLevel, and it's called Stripe. You guys have probably heard of it, and it's available in most countries, definitely in the US and Canada and a lot of other countries. If Stripe is not in your country, then you can use PayPal, and there's a few other payment processors you could use just depending on which country you're in. But I like Stripe. Stripe does charge like a 2.9% transaction fee on all transactions. So if someone pays you $100, Stripe will take $2.90 of it. And so it's not crazy bad. The fees aren't super high, but you'll just go to stripe.com where I'm at right here on the screen, and you'll click start now with your email address, and it'll take you through a process of creating your Stripe account. You can do this if you have an LLC. You can do this if you're a sole proprietor. Doesn't matter what type of business you have, or even if you're not an established business yet, you can still create a Stripe account under your own, with your own information, and your social security is what you'll put in if you're not an LLC. Go ahead and go through that process, create your Stripe account. It's not rocket surgery. you can set it up super easily. And if you can't figure it out, just watch a tutorial. Stripe probably has one here on their website somewhere or out on YouTube. Once you've created your Stripe account, you're then going to go into HighLevel. We need to integrate it now with HighLevel. When I say integrate, it's really easy. You'll go to your agency account first. You'll go down to settings, and then you'll go down to where it says Stripe right here. And then once you're under this tab, yours will say connect Stripe. Mine says disconnect, so I've already got mine connected, but you'll want to connect your Stripe account here. It'll just have you log in to your new Stripe account that you've created. Once you're connected, it'll say disable disconnect Stripe, which means you're all connected. It'll show it right here and say verified. That means you're good to go at the agency level. Then you're going to switch into your sub account where you're going to run your agency from. So I'm going to switch into mine. You're going to go to payments, the payments tab right here. Under this payments tab, you're going to click at the top right where it says integrations. Once you're under integrations, you're going to see Stripe right here. Like I said, PayPal, Authorize.net. These are some other options if you're not in the US and you don't have Stripe available to you. But if you have Stripe, go ahead and click connect right here. It'll have you log in to your Stripe again. It'll sync it up and it'll say like you are connected or something right here after you're good to go, or maybe have a check mark right here. That's all you need to do to integrate Stripe with GoHighLevel. So now you can process payments. I'll show you on a little bit further in the video how we can start creating our products that we're actually going to charge our clients for within our GoHighLevel account. But now when we create products here inside of GoHighLevel, it'll sync them up with our Stripe account. Now we can process payment super seamlessly from our clients or from our future clients. So yeah, that's everything you need in order to hook up Stripe. All right, so now that you've integrated Stripe to GoHighLevel, we can create some products that we can put on our funnel from my snapshot that you guys have already uploaded so that people can actually pay us through our funnel once we get our first client or our first few clients. So once Stripe is connected, it'll say manage over here. You just want to make sure it says that. Once you've got your payment process, you can also use some of these other ones if Stripe isn't available. But when you click manage, just make sure it's all checked off here and you turn on Apple Pay. Apple Pay is a good option for people to pay, so we'll keep that toggled on. Then you'll go to the products tab. We're under payments right now, so you go to products, and now we can create a few different products. These are our 3 products that we're going to be charging our clients for. And I recommend sticking to my packages here. I've done this for over 3 years, and this is the most fair pricing for both us as the agency and our clients. Everybody feels like they're getting a good deal, and it's a very hands-off service. All of these different packages, the way I have them structured, it's very passive. Whenever you get a client, it's maybe every few months that they'll ask for changes to their website or for you to update something. And so it's very little work. And so you can scale this to a ton of clients, and we can charge large setup fees and monthly fees along with those. So we're going to set up these 3 products right now. So under products, we're going to go to create product. We're going to name our first product starter plan because that's the first one on our funnel. Or you can rename them if you'd like to rebrand these. You can call them whatever you want to call them, but I call them starter, growth, and elite. So our starter plan. And then right here, we'll just scroll down. We can skip all this part. We're going to the pricing section right here. The pricing is going to be recurring because we're going to charge them a monthly subscription, right? The amount is going to be $97. So this first package here is just $97 a month. And then we are going to do, you could compare at price. You can just leave that blank. Period is going to be monthly. We're going to give them a 30-day trial period, and I'll explain to you why here in a minute. But we're not going to charge them the monthly fee right out of the get-go. We're just going to charge that to them 30 days after they sign up with us. What we are going to charge them on day 1, whenever they say, sure, let's move forward, we want the smart website. So we're going to charge them the setup fee. So that's the only thing they're going to be paying on the day that we close them as a client. And that's where we can add right here is the setup fee. So our starter plan is $1,000 setup. We're just going to charge them half of the setup fee right now, and then we're going to charge them the other half of the setup fee once the website is complete. It's an easier way to close. I promise it's going to be the best way to do it. You don't want to charge them a full amount for something that maybe they're still unsure about, and they want to like see the website and make sure it's perfect before they pay the full setup amount. And so we're just going to charge them half of that, which is $500 for the first day. Whenever we close them, you can say, hey, Mr. Customer, we're just going to charge you half now. In a week or two, once the website is finished, we'll charge you the other $500 of the setup fee. And you can actually do that manually under your Stripe account. You can find the customer because this is going to get their payment on record in our Stripe account because they're going to pay for this $500 setup fee. We have them as a Stripe customer. We can manually charge them the second $500 right from Stripe. And so that's how you'll do that. But anyway, we're going to leave number of payments blank because this is going to be indefinitely for as long as they want to pay us, right? And most website clients stick for 3 to 5 years. It's a super sticky service. Whenever someone gets a new website, they don't plan on canceling that website anytime soon. They're going to use it for a long time. So $500 setup fee there. We can just save this one. So that's all you need to do for this one. And that's our starter plan. So if we go back out of here, now we have our starter plan at $97 a month with a $500 setup fee. I don't know why it says physical product. Maybe that's something I've missed. I need to go back and change. but it's definitely not a physical product. So I'm going to go down here and make sure, even if it says physical, it really doesn't matter. I just want to make sure there's no place where we can move that and call it like a digital product. Doesn't look like there is. So anyway, it's fine if it's a physical product because it is a physical website that you're building for them. It's something, pretty tangible they can look at and use and get leads through. So we'll just leave it like that. Next up is going to be our growth plan, which is a $2,000 setup fee and $297 a month. And one note to note here is if you guys are just starting out, I really recommend giving like free setup fees and just charging monthlies, like for your first client or two, just get some experience. And so you could just waive these setup fees. And so you could create a product here that has no setup fee just for like your first couple clients to get your feet wet. But then you can eventually work your way up to charging these higher prices. And even if you're good at sales, you could start charging these prices right out on the first day. But if you're not confident in this yet and you just want to give somebody a really good deal and get an easy yes from somebody like a friend or family member, someone you know that owns a business, you can just waive the setup fees and charge them monthly just so you can get some monthly recurring coming in. But anyway, we're going to do our growth plan next. Create product again, name this one growth plan, and then we'll go down here back to pricing. It's going to be recurring again. The amount for this one is going to be $297 a month. We're going to do monthly trial period 30 days. So after 30 days, it'll automatically start charging them the $297 per month. Same with our first plan that we created. And this one is a $2,000 setup fee. So we're just going to charge them half of that at the beginning. And then, like I said, you can go into your backend of your Stripe account at stripe.com and you can charge them the second $1,000. So the full $2,000 once the website is finished. That looks good. We're going to go ahead and save our growth plan there. So now we've got starter, growth, and then we're going to do our leap plan, which, as you guys saw earlier, is a $3,000 setup fee and $697 per month. We're starting to do a lot more for them in this package. That's why it's so much more on the monthly. We're doing AI voice agent. We're doing an AI chatbot on their website. We're going to do the ongoing SEO for their business and actually get them results through SEO and get them ranked higher in their local area. We're going to edit their website 5 times a month for them if needed. Our elite plan, and then recurring again. This one is $697 monthly. Trial period 30 days. That's when it'll charge the $697, and then a setup fee of $1,500, which is half of our $3,000. We will go down and click save. All right, so now you've got your 3 products, but now we need to add these products to the funnel from my snapshot. So now we're going to go into the sites tab and go to the funnel from my snapshot that you guys should have downloaded already into your account, and then we're going to click on it, and then we need to add these products to the page that they're going to check out on, and that's going to be on the checkout page of the funnel. And so on this checkout page, we're going to add all 3 of the different products. And so we're not even going to click into the website editor or the funnel editor. We're just going to click right here on checkout and then make sure to click products. And then we can go ahead and add these 3 products. So we're going to select here. We're going to go first with our starter plan. The price is $97. Those should be the only drop down options. You can just click save right there. All right, so now we've got the starter added. We're going to add another product. This time it's going to be our growth plan, our middle plan at $297 per month. And then we'll add our third plan, which is going to be our elite plan at $697 per month. It's only showing the monthlies, but whenever they go to checkout, it'll also show the setup fees as well. Save that. Alrighty, so now we've got all 3 of our packages added to the site. Let me go back and now we can preview what it looks like. Whenever they click on get started, let's say you talk to them, you're on the Zoom call with them, and you're like, hey, out of the 3 plans that we've talked about, which one do you think would be best for you? And then they say, oh, let's do the growth plan. You can click get started right here, and you can do this for them, or you can send this website to them and they can do it as well. And now our 3 products are showing up right here. So all they need to do is put in their full name, their email address, pick the plan, and you can select this for them if you're sharing screen with them over Zoom. They'd agree to go with the growth plan, so you'll choose growth. So right here, you'll choose the growth plan. You don't want to have multiple selected or it'll charge them for all 3. So just make sure growth is selected. And right here, you can see it says $1,000 setup fee with 30-day trial and $297 per month after the trial period. And you just want to make sure they know, right, this is actually going to be $2,000 setup. It's just going to be $1,000 today, then another $1,000 once the website's finished after a week or 2 with some back and forth once it's perfect, just the way they like it. And then they will put in their card info, right? They can do card, Cash App, Amazon Pay, Google Pay, Klarna. But anyway, they can put in their card info here and then they can complete their order, and boom, now that money will go to your Stripe account. And then from your Stripe account, you can have it pay out to your bank account every week or every few days, or you can set that up in your Stripe settings. However often you want it to pay out to your bank account, the money will now go to your Stripe account and it'll be held there until it pays out to your bank. That is how you set up products on the funnel. So now your new clients that you're going to be able to pay you, and you'll be able to get paid to your Stripe and then to your bank account. Now that you've gotten the basics for your agency set up in your GoHighLevel account, let's jump into how to actually build these smart websites. First, I'll show you how to actually design the smart websites and kind of just make them look good and be able to edit them in the way that you want or your client wants. And later on, I'll show you kind of how all the backend stuff works and attaches, like the automations and the AI and the SEO. But first, let's cover design, because that's one of the first principles that's important, because your clients are going to want a website that looks well and represents their brand in a way that they're proud of it. They're picky in a lot of cases. So when you go and you build your first website, you'll go under the websites tab. We're not typically going to build funnels for our clients. We're going to build them full-blown websites with multiple different pages. And so go under the websites tab, and then you'll click new website, and then we'll click from templates. So this is the cheat code. You don't have to be an amazing web designer to build a good looking website for your clients that they're proud of and that they like. GoHighLevel has a lot of templates we can use. So we'll click from templates. And I always recommend using templates, whether they're GoHighLevels or whether they're my templates. I give you over 60 templates. If you use my affiliate link for GoHighLevel, they're all custom built by my web designers. And in a lot of cases, they look better than the GoHighLevel website templates. That's at least what a lot of people say and what I think. But GoHighLevel also has over 1,000 website templates now that you can use and you can build off of. So let's say you get a client that is a landscaper, or that's the niche you're going to be reaching out to. There's 2 landscaping templates right here in HighLevel. Let's just go with this second one. You'll click continue. You can also preview it first, right? So if you want to check it out before you continue and actually use it and start building with it, you can do a quick preview of it. Pretty decent looking website, not terrible. You can edit any of these different things, right? But I think with a landscaper, a very photo heavy website is always good because people want to see the previous work that landscaper has done. And so this one has lots of photos, which I think is great. Continue right here. Oh, we had the little pop-up. It'll add this template to our sub account. You'll want to create a few different templates in your sub account. I always recommend choosing 3 niches to reach out to, 3 complementary niches. So if you're going to be reaching out to landscapers, you may also want to reach out to pest control companies, because that's similar. There will be a lot of landscapers that know pest control businesses. And then maybe a third one could be, let's say, pool builders, because pool builders also do some form of landscaping, building pools in people's backyards. The reason I say 3 complementary niches is because it'll create a good referral system. Whenever you have a landscaper client that's really happy with what you built for them, you can then say, hey, Mr. Landscaper, we also work with pool builders and we work with pest control companies as well. Do you know any pest control company owners or pool builders in the area that might be able to use our smart website services? They'll be happy to refer you over to other people that they know if you did a good job for them. But if you only work with landscapers, it's tough to get referrals, because if you ask them, hey, Mr. Landscaper, it's been great working with you. Do you know any other landscapers in the area that could use our services? They're not going to want to refer you over to their competitor. And so they will be happy to refer you over to complementary businesses, people that they've worked with in the past, but as long as it's not the same type of business. And so referrals will be a great way to grow your business. It's basically free money because you don't have to work for that lead. It's just, hey, do you know somebody? Can you introduce me to them? Let's say you want to reach out to those 3 niches. You'll create a template in your sub account for landscapers so that you can show potential landscaping clients a great looking website template that you could potentially build for them. They don't have to go with the template you built, but just an example, right? You want to have stuff that you can show them, some previous work that you've done. You would do the same thing. You'd build 1 landscaping template, 1 pest control template, and 1 pool builder template. You would have some ammunition to show your prospects so that they're more confident in what you have to offer and can actually see something tangible that you could build for them. Once you have got this template pulled up, right, every element on the page is editable. So you can select and click on this orange box, and then they have these purple boxes, which is the wider box around the orange, and then they have blue boxes, and then they have background, which is the green boxes. So it's all kind of built in layers. You can have the background layer, which is the green, and then you can stack 1 box on top of that, which is the blue, and then within the blue you can have the purple, and then the orange is where the actual elements are, like the text, the buttons, the sub headlines, the navigation menu up here where you can click to different pages. You have to understand that everything is built in layers like that with different boxes. They're called HTML boxes, and so it kind of stacks on top of each other, and that's how the backend code of a website is built, in boxes essentially. And then you can put different elements inside of them. And so anything that you want to edit though, like if you want to you're jumping on a call with ABC Landscaping, let's say that's their name, you could even throw their logo here at the top. You click this button here, and then over on the right is where you style any element. So any element you click on, text, a logo, a button, everything is going to be styled over here on the right, and that's where you can change this logo. So this is the image link. We could click this and we could change it out, and we could upload a different image, right? And we could change it with my thumbnail that I uploaded earlier. You can change out images that way. I'm going to click the undo button. Anything you've done that you want to undo, you can just click this undo button and it goes right back to normal. Any text, right? If we wanted to change the font on this text right here, we can make it bold, or it already is bold. We could make it a thinner font if we don't like the bold. I think the 700 bold looks great, and so I'm going to keep it at that. We can change the font size on both desktop, or we can switch it to mobile and make it a different font size, because sometimes if it's really big on desktop, it doesn't always look great when it's really big on mobile. For the mobile view, we can change the text, the font size on mobile, and you can easily switch between desktop view and mobile view like this. So anytime you make an edit on desktop, it'll change it on mobile. But if you don't like the change on mobile, you can hide certain elements. So if like this 100+ happy customers looks bad on mobile, I think it looks great, but let's say it looked bad for whatever reason, we can click on this and we can go over to the right here. Let's see where it is. Styles, animations. There's usually some more advanced settings here. So we can hide right here. It's under styles. So if you go down to visibility, we can have it visible on desktop here, but we can hide it from mobile. If this element here that we have selected, now if we switch over to mobile, we can, I guess we have to go to mobile first and then toggle it off, and then it will be hidden from mobile. If just something you build looks bad on one version like desktop or on mobile, you can hide it from one or the other so that it doesn't show up, doesn't make it look bad on either desktop or mobile. We can also do different animations. So any element we click on, I showed you a little bit through the styles, like we can do different button alignments. We can make this button left aligned, middle looks great, so I don't want to change that. We could do a shadow on the box itself. It already has a slight shadow, but you could do more of a shadow there. We can also, change the margin and padding, which makes this move up and down. So if I changed margin, it would kind of space it out a little bit more. So margin and padding can be changed at any point. The padding is similar to margin, but it just affects the actual element itself, like the green box that the button is made up of. I think it looked best at 15, so we don't want to change that too much. And you can adjust that on top and bottom. So you can just make things spaced out exactly where you want them inside of this orange box. And then if we wanted to put an animation on this button, like we wanted the button to fade in or fade out or come in from the left or the right, we can go up to this tab in the styling called animations, and we could do entrance animations. These are animations when people enter onto the website. We can have it fade in. You can see a quick view of what it looks like, the fade in, or the come up from the bottom, come down from the top, come in from the left, come in from the right. So as people are scrolling or they land on this homepage, it'll fade in and just kind of give more dynamics to the website and make it look a little bit better. And so you can add these to any elements on the page. I just like the fade in like that. I think that looks great. You can add that to the text as well. So if you click on this text box, we want this one to kind of fade in as well as the button and the sub headline. We can have them all have that little fade there. And if we want to preview what that looks like, we can just click this little eyeball button right here, and it'll save everything. And then when we actually load it, let me do a quick refresh. You can see it kind of faded in right there. That's what it will look like, and it will really only show, we have this annoying pop-up, so I'll show you how to fix that too. But if you want that pop-up to go away, pop-ups are good if you're offering discounts or special offers or things like that. But we can click up here, this pop-up settings, and we can simply go over to the right and click disable pop-up so that it doesn't come up anymore, and then we're good there. So navigation menu though at the top, if you want to change add different items here, like you've got a home, service, our work, about, contact. Let's say you wanted to add a blogs page. You'll just go over here on the styling and over here on the styling panel, the navigation panel, you'll click add item, and we'll add a new menu item, and then we can call this one blog. And then we can do, instead of go to website URL, we could create a whole different blog page and do go to page. And then we could select blog. We don't have a blog page created yet, right? So we have to go back out and create that page first. But for now, we'll just have it go to the home page. And now if I click save, now we've got the blog tab up here that can send somebody to our blog page if we have the blogs on our site. So that's going to be the main premise of designing your website, just making sure things are spaced out nicely, they look nicely, they have the branding of your client. And really, the good thing to do is to ask your client, hey, do you have any websites from any other landscaping businesses that you know that you really love that we could kind of copy and go off of? And a lot of times they'll have a couple different examples. They'll be like, I really like this part of this website or this part. And so you can kind of visually take ideas from other websites and design your client's website in a way that you know they will like, because they've told you already that they like those other sites. I mean, that's pretty much everything in terms of design. It's not rocket science. You can design a great looking website off of a template like this, and we can use these templates. Once the client agrees to hire you for your smart website, then you can say, all right, ask them if they want something different or more custom. Sometimes your clients will say, I really like this template you showed me today. You can just kind of put their branding on it, put their logo at the top, put their name, email, phone number down here in the footer. But yeah, it's all super easy to use, very drag and drop website builder. If you want to add like a section underneath this main one, you can literally click the plus sign there and do another full width section. We can add rows inside. So we can do like 2 columns here. Then we can add an element on the left. We could do like an image. These are all the different elements you can add: videos, images, surveys, calendars. You can add an image here, and you can paste in, that image of me in my thumbnail. And then on the right, you could have some text. We could do a headline at the top. Then underneath the headline, we can click the little orange plus button under this. We could do a sub headline. And then under this sub headline, we could do a paragraph. And that's kind of the format that most websites do, is like headlines, sub headlines, paragraphs. And just like it does here, this is a headline, a sub headline, and then this is, considered a paragraph with bullets, with these checkmark bullets. But anyway, that's how you can build and design these smart websites super easily. GoHighLevel is one of the easiest website builders to use that I've ever used. And you can build some awesome, amazing looking websites using it. Let me show you a few examples of some websites that you guys get access to if you're my affiliate in GoHighLevel. I'm going to go back and I'm going to switch into our website sub account. And we give you, like I said, there's over 60 websites that we have available now if you guys sign up as my affiliate. But just to give you an example, like let's do this arborist tree care, and all of them have tons of pages. We add like every single page to the website. So these are like beefy websites that are SEO optimized and really just encompass every feature of our smart websites that we will include on our premium plan, on our elite plan. But let's check out this one, for example. I don't even know if I've seen this one. My team of VAs are always building new sites, and so we're always adding new ones to our community. But this is our arborist, like somebody who does tree trimming or whatever, or tree planting. But you can see some of these different elements as they fade in as you scroll down the page. And so you guys get access to all these templates as my affiliate. But even if you're not my affiliate, you still get access to all 1,000 templates that GoHighLevel has built. So anyway, that's the premise of designing smart websites and just making them look good for your customers. The next step in building smart websites, once you've learned how to design them, is going to be how to optimize them and structure them, because SEO, search engine optimization, is super important. That's the act of getting a website ranked to the top of Google. And we can help our clients build them an awesome looking website that'll save them time and incorporate AI and automation. But we want to make sure that website actually ranks on Google so they have the best chance of actually getting leads and capturing new customers from their smart website. I'm going to show you guys how to structure the pages on every smart website. This is an example of one that we built out. You'll notice we've got the home page, we've got this services tab here, and underneath the services tab, we have all these different pages. We've got landscape design, we've got irrigation systems, lawn care and maintenance. If I click on one of these, this is a dedicated page specifically dedicated to landscape design and installation. What this is it's a keyword that we can rank for on Google. We can look up these different keywords of services that our client offers. Landscape design and installation is one of them. We can get ranked for this keyword. So when somebody goes to Google and types in landscape design or landscape installation, because we have a page that's specifically dedicated to this service, it'll help our chances of ranking for that keyword significantly. Same thing with all of the other pages of the website, irrigation systems, lawn care and maintenance, hardscaping, sod installation, tree and shrub care. You might be asking, how do we decide which keywords to use? The first thing is just talk to your client and say, hey, what are the services that you guys offer and what services don't you offer? And obviously you'll want to include the ones that they do offer. We don't want to throw throw services on here that they don't offer because we don't want to rank them for something that they don't do. It just kind of defeats the purpose. So first, chat with your customer. And if they're like, we do lawn mowing, we do sprinklers, and a few others, right? Just get that list of services they offer and we can start creating pages off them. But you might be asking as well, like, how do we know how to structure the actual, like, what's the best keyword variation to put here? Landscaping, or is it landscape design? Like, which one do we go for? I use a tool called Search Atlas for this. And Search Atlas is another software. It's not tied into GoHighLevel. It starts at $99 a month, but Search Atlas has a really cool keyword tool. So if I type in landscaping right here and then click search, it'll give us just the data on that keyword, how many people are searching it every month, how difficult the keyword is to rank for. This one gets 201,000 monthly searches across the US. It's a medium difficulty, so it's not like super hard to rank for, but it's not also might not be the easiest. But then down here, this is what we're looking for, is this related keyword section. We can find other keywords that are related that might be better, and it'll tell us the data on those as well once it loads here in a second. But let's say we're just trying to come up with different variations of landscaping, because maybe landscaping is a more difficult keyword to rank for, but maybe landscape design, it's the same thing, basically just worded in a different way. Maybe landscape design is easier to rank for. This will show us the search volume right here, SV, how many monthly searches each keyword gets. That's how many people are typing it in on Google. And then the competitor pressure is just how difficult the keyword is. If it's green, it means it's easy. If it's red, it means it's hard. And orange means it's like a medium difficulty. Looks like lawn care is a good one. This one gets 110,000 monthly searches. Site One, that might be a big landscaping company across the US, but landscaping would be a good one. It's very non-difficult to rank for, which is kind of interesting to me. I thought that would be a very, competitive keyword that a lot of businesses are trying to rank for, but apparently not. Lawn care near me, that one's pretty difficult. Landscaping near me. So anyway, the idea of this is to go after some of the more easy keywords to rank for. This will give our client the best chance of ranking. If you go after really competitive keywords, you're not always going to have the best chance of ranking. It can take longer to rank, is what I'm saying. But even if you do want to go after some of these more difficult keywords, that's totally fine, because when you really think about it, we're not going to be ranking them nationally across the entire United States. For a landscaping business, we're probably just going to be ranking them in a local area, maybe 100,000 people population. And in that area, there may only be 20, 30 other landscaping businesses that are doing anything with their SEO, probably even less than that. And so when you think about it, we really only need to compete against 20 other landscapers in our local area. We're not competing against the 150,000 landscaping businesses across the US. And so even going after some of these more competitive keywords is totally fine. You can still rank pretty easily for a lot of these, even if they say they have a higher competitor pressure. Anyway, that's how you do the keyword research. So you'll just look for ones that you think match up to your client's services they offer, and ones that are, maybe not as competitive, like landscaping would be perfect for this case. So in our services tab, we could probably change this one, landscape design, to just call it landscaping. And so we could go to that page of our website. Let me switch over to the landscaping page. I'm gonna have to scroll down here, or wait, right now it's landscape design and installation. We could just rename this one landscaping, or we could just rename it landscaping design and installation. Landscaping, I just want to make sure that sounds right. You want to make sure it sounds natural, right? But now we have the keyword landscaping in the headline. And if you put the keywords in the headline, Google puts the most precedent to the stuff in the headlines, because that's like the biggest text on the screen. And then you can also put the keyword in the sub-headline, transform your outdoors with professional landscaping design. We also want to make sure our keyword is throughout the text on the page as well. A well-designed landscape, that one you wouldn't want to say landscaping, because that just wouldn't make sense, a well-designed landscaping. But make sure you can go through this text here and fill in landscaping somewhere throughout. So Google is now seeing that you have landscaping in your headline, in your sub-headline, and in your paragraph. And then also this image right here, we can do what's called alt text. So you click on the image when you're in the GoHighLevel website builder. And over on the right, this section is called alt text. It's basically classifying what the image is about. And we can put our keyword here in the alt text as well. So we can do landscaping as our alt text. So now Google can actually read our image and what the image is about, which just gives us an even better chance of ranking for that keyword landscaping that we're going for. So you'll just kind of do that with each page, irrigation systems, lawn care. You want to make sure your keyword is included throughout. Make it sound natural. Don't make it just sound like landscaping in a natural way. Find ways to implement it. That's how you do the service pages. In the service pages, let me save this one real quick. Service pages are super easy. All you have to do is clone them. So all of our service pages on the site are going to look the exact same. They're going to have a headline, a subheadline, an image, and a paragraph. You can see this one looks the same as the one we were just on. This next one will look the exact same. We're just changing the text on the page. And the way that you can quickly do this is just by cloning pages. So if we have one lawn care and maintenance page, let's say that's the first one we create, Then we can just go here, click the 3 dots, and then click clone, and then rename the next page hardscaping and outdoor living. And we can easily just clone pages and switch out headlines, switch out pictures and paragraphs. And you can even use ChatGPT to write the text that's going to go on the page, like this paragraph down here at the bottom. You can have ChatGPT write that and just tell ChatGPT, hey, we're trying to rank for this keyword, which is lawn care and maintenance. Write me a couple paragraphs about how our lawn care and maintenance services, including the keyword, so that we have the best chance of ranking on Google, and it'll do it for you. But anyway, that's how you do service pages. The next thing we want to do is we want Google to know the locations that our client is based in, and that's why we do these location pages. So we do all the different locations, a page for each of them, just like we did with services, but for all the different cities that our client, our customer, let's say it's this landscaping business, all the places that they travel to and do landscaping in. We do Idaho Falls would be the first one. These are all local places in Idaho Falls, or in Idaho where I live. But basically we're just including our keyword Idaho Falls. In this case, now our keywords are based off locations because we want to be able to rank in a specific local area. And so we want to tell Google where we're at and where we're based. This page is expert landscaping and irrigation in Idaho Falls. So anyway, just a quick page dedicated to Idaho Falls. And then you'll notice all these are cloned as well. We just clone them and then change the text on them. Now this one is for Rexburg, and now it says Rexburg in the headline, the subheadline, and throughout this paragraph. In this paragraph too, we're talking about different services that we offer: landscaping and irrigation, lawn care. And so now it knows this landscaper is in Rexburg, Idaho, and they offer these services because we've put it plain in the text on the website. And so you'll just duplicate, just like I showed you before, and just change the text on each for each different city. And now Google knows where we're located, the services that we offer, and we can start ranking in our area and for the services that our client provides for their business. And then the homepage, right? You just want to make sure everything on the homepage is optimized as well. Maybe pick 5 different keywords that you want to rank your homepage for, and just include them throughout. Down here, you'll notice we have our services again here. So now another place Google can see the services that we offer, and we can rank for them. And yeah, just include those keywords throughout the pages of your other pages of your website, the home page, the about page, the contact page, and then obviously the service pages and the location pages are going to be the most important ones. That is going to be your best bet for ranking. And this is all called on-page SEO. And there's also another thing called off-page SEO, which is stuff that goes into the back end of your website. And you can manipulate that and edit that by going to your website builder again inside of HighLevel. Let's just click on our home page of this website, open up the website builder, and then you can click on this tab right here up at the top. It says SEO metadata. And we can go through this so we can fill in the title of our page. So for this one, we would just call it probably the name of the business, which is Reliable Landscape and Irrigation, like that. So that would be, this is just the home page. So we're going to put the name of the business, and then we'll do dash home, something like that. And then in the description, we can include our keywords again. We offer landscaping services in Idaho Falls, Rexburg, and you could just go through all your locations and type them all out. That's just another chance to use keywords that you're trying to rank for and let Google know what we're trying to go after. And you guys can use ChatGPT to write this. You can do services in this as well. You could say we offer landscape design, irrigation systems, lawn care, all of them, list all those out, and then say in, and then all the locations as well. And then under keywords, you can give it, I would recommend maybe 5 different keywords you're trying to rank for. So we could just do our services here: landscape design, irrigation systems, lawn care, maintenance, all the services right here I would just put, and you want to separate them by comma. So you do like landscaping, comma, and then the next keyword, comma, and I would just do 5 right here. You don't want to like overload it with too many, but 5 is a good amount. The author is going to be the business owner's name. So whatever your client's name is, let's say his name is John Cena. And then social image is, you're going to want to put the logo. So this is going to be our logo up here. And we'll just use this as our social image. So you'll just want to click that, upload it in right there. So when you send the link to somebody of your website or your client's website, it'll have a little image that pops up with it. Links and tags, you can just leave these. You do want to do the canonical links though. So basically the canonical links are the main pages of your website. So you want to add your home page right here. So you would do like Reliable Landscape and Irrigation .com right there. That's our home page. And then you would do it with the service page So you do reliablelandscape.com/services, reliablelandscape.com/about, all the different pages with the correct paths on them, because those are our main pages of our site that we're trying to get ranked, and that's what the canonical links are. You're just basically telling Google these are our main pages that we want people to land on when they search up our keywords. And then language, if you're in the US, English. If you're in a different country, it'll be whatever language that is. And then you'll click update. And you need to do this on every page. It's a little bit annoying, but you do have to do this on every page. And so you'll then go to, you can click home here and then switch to the about page, and you can edit the SEO metadata on the about page. And it might be different, right? Because some pages you're ranking for different things. So on like the landscape design page, we'll be trying to rank for the keyword landscape design. So it's going to be different than our location pages where we're trying to rank for specific areas and keywords of different cities. And so you just go through and update the SEO metadata on every page. That's how you can do basically all the on-page SEO for your client. Now for the off-page SEO I mentioned earlier, we can also do that using a tool called Search Atlas, where I was showing you the keyword research before. They have this really cool tool. It's called Auto, and there's some sort of bug right now. It's saying it's not installed, but these are all engaged and installed. But for example, let's click on this one. It's a pixel. It's just a line of code that you can copy and you can paste onto your GoHighLevel website in the code section, and it'll make SEO updates to your website for you using AI. It uses AI suggestions to say, hey, this could be worded better. This text right here could be better on your website. And it finds errors and it will fix them for you. All you have to do is paste the code on the site. So this autopilot settings here, I'll just click this. And this is what the code looks like. You'll just click copy. It's just this big script right here, line of characters, letters, numbers, whatever. Then you can go into HighLevel, and then you'll just find your website, and then you go to the settings right here at the top, and then you'll paste it into the head tracking code right here, just like that, and then you'll click save, and then it'll be able to do off-page SEO for your website. I've made a full training on Search Atlas, this software, and my step-by-step on exactly what I do for my SEO clients, which are my elite plan clients. I won't do off-page SEO and use Search Atlas like this with this pixel for my starter and my growth plans, which are my first two plans, the 97 and the 297, but I do offer this for my 697 clients. Will manage and do all of their off-page SEO and ongoing SEO and get them ranked within the first page of Google within 4 to 6 months is what we'll guarantee them. This tool helps do that, and it only takes about 20 to 30 minutes a month to manage each client because AI is doing most of it. So it's a super powerful tool. It does cost extra on top of your GoHighLevel subscription. It's about $85 per client, and so that's why we're charging so much more. We're charging $697 a month because there's more cost to us as the agency, a little bit more work. This is a super great tool for optimizing your clients' websites and getting them ranked super high on Google. And that's everything for your on-page and off-page SEO, everything to note there. That this will get your clients in the best spot to get ranked above their competitors in their local area. Next, I'm going to show you all how to set up the back end of your smart websites. This is the automations, the AI chatbot, the AI voice assistant, and the different lead captures like the form, the chat widget, the calendar booking system. So this is our chat widget here. This is a great way for your clients to capture leads on their website. We can hook up an AI chatbot to this, which I'll show you here in a minute. We will do a calendar on a lot of our clients' websites if they want one, and if they want their leads to be able to book directly on their website, a calendar like this, which I'll show you how to do. And this has automations that are hooked up to it as well that'll send reminder text and emails after people book. And then we'll have a contact page typically on most of our smart websites with a form where people can fill in name, email, phone number, so this business can capture more leads on a form as well. And then we'll have a phone number button here at the top, and this will hook up to our AI voice assistant that'll actually pick up the phone, chat with leads, answer their questions, and it can even book them in for appointments conversationally over the phone. It's pretty crazy. I'll show you guys what that sounds like here in a bit. So those are our main things. First, I'll show you how to do this form on a website. And so you're going to want to go to the Sites tab, and you can just set this up all inside of your agency sub account. This is going to be kind of like a demo website that you can show to whatever niches you're going to be reaching out to. So in this case, we're going to be talking about this landscaping website here, but let's set up our form. So up here at the top, we'll go to Forms, Form Builder, and then we can create a contact form that's going to go onto our website. So this is going to be built separately from the website, and then we'll integrate it and put it onto the website. We can have a simple form like this that just asks for leads, first name, last name, phone number, email, and then we actually have to have these check boxes here if we want to be able to send them text messages. I would leave these on, these default check boxes. They're just required by law. This button right here, right now it says button, so let's click on that and let's change it to say submit, just like that. And let's center it again. There we go. We'll just name the form at the top. We'll call it like landscaping lead form. And then you can also customize the form however you want. You can add other fields. So if your landscaping client wants to capture people's address because they're going to eventually need to go to their house, that could be one that you just drag over here and add onto the form. We'll just keep it simple for this video, but these are all the different fields you can add. And if there's a custom question you want to add, like what services are you looking for, with like a drop-down menu of different services people can select, you can create custom fields. I'll show you how to do one really quick. They're pretty simple. So we just click add under custom fields here. We can just do let's do a drop-down multiple. So let's say we're going to give them multiple options with a drop-down menu. We'll click next. This one can be called just the name of the question. What services are you looking for? Select contact for this. Under group, just select contact as well. We can type in our options. So we can just say lawn care as one, then click add another option. These are going to be our drop-down options when they click on this field. And then we could do like sprinkler system. We could do hardscaping, and we could add however many we want, right? I'm just going to do 3 for this video. So let's say we just have 3 drop-down options. These are the only services this landscaper offers, and then we'll go ahead and save this field. So now we've created a custom field. If we go over here, it should show up. Yep, we'll click under contact, and now this field has populated, and now we can drag it onto our form. And now we have a field that says, what services are you looking for? We could put a placeholder there over on the right. We can kind of style it and do like services like that. So it has a placeholder that kind of sits there like the others. And then when they click the drop down, it'll have these items that people can select from. I'll show you a quick preview of it so you guys can see what it would look like in real life. But this is going to be obviously embedded onto a website. But when they select here, it'll say lawn care, sprinkler systems, hardscaping, whatever they want to select there. They can even select all 3 if they need all 3 of them done. That's going to be our form and how to set that up. I'm going to go back here and go back out of this. Now that we've created our lead form, we can then put it onto the website. So I'll jump back to the website. This is the website template I was working on earlier. We'll go to the contact page because that's typically a good page to put the form on. You could also put the form on the home page at the top. There's a lot of home service businesses, especially, have good success putting a contact form on the home page right at the top so people can just fill it out right then and there. We'll put it on the contact page for this case though, just kind of the preference of your client. And right here it says, this is already built into the template. It says you do not have any forms yet. Let's just delete this and assume that you guys are adding it from scratch. We would just we click this little plus sign up here, add element. We'll scroll down to where it says form. Here it is right here. We'll drag the form over and we can place it right below and just put it right here. And then we can select that landscaping lead form that we just created, and then it will pop up right here. If you want, you can customize the form. You can change the color of it so it looks better on the background, right? You can change the color of the form to green in the styling. So let's do that real quick, and let's put a little border around it as well, just to make it look a little bit better. I'm not going to save this because I didn't like the way the form looked. We'll go back to the form builder, jump to this form. We'll click the little style option up here at the very top right under the save button, and then we can go to colors and background, and we could change the color of the form to be something else. Like if we wanted to do maybe like a dark green color, I don't know, something like that. And then font color, we can keep it as black, or you could change it to white if you'd like. And then miscellaneous down here, there's really nothing under the miscellaneous unless you want to add your brand to it, but your clients probably don't want that. This privacy policy down here, we can probably change the background color of this one as well to our green color or a different color. I guess I'd have to find the color code for it to make sure it matches, but I think that looks good there. And then under options, let's see, form settings. Let me find we want to put a border, let's say like a little black border around our form. Trying to see and remember where that's going to be, maybe under advanced settings. Okay, so border, we can do this border style. And as of right now, the color is clear, so it's not going to show up, but we could change the border to black. Just like that. And then we could do spread of like 3. So now you can see the border a little bit better. I think it's still showing up as the wrong color. Let's see. Oh, border color right here. So we need to change this to be black. Oh, and then the border width, we could do like 3 points. So now there's like a bit thicker of a border around it. And then let's change our button to be a different color. And we can make the color of our button here, instead of this ugly green, we could do like black. Let's try that. All right, and so let's say this is how our client wants the form to look and how we like it, and if it looks good. I'm not saying this will look great on this website. You kind of have to play around with it, but that's how you can kind of customize the form. And then we'll go back to the website here and go back to the contact page. And we can place that form back here again by clicking this over here on the right. We can select our form, landscaping lead form, and then boom, paste it right on there. That's how you add a form to a website. Now in my snapshot as well, you guys will get access to the automations that run the smart website. So these aren't really automations for you and your agency, but for your clients when you set up their automations. I've given you these automations in my snapshot that you guys downloaded earlier, hopefully. It's under this folder here, Smart Website Automations for Client. You're going to click on that. And whenever somebody submits our form, we want it to text that person and maybe send them an email. So we'll click on this automation here, form and chat widget submission. So if somebody fills in our form or if they message us on our chat widget, we can update them in our opportunity. We can also make sure to select the appropriate form. So click on the trigger event here and it says form is, and we got to select and make sure to tell the automation which form, because sometimes you have multiple forms in a sub account and the automation won't know which form is being submitted as part of the automation trigger. So now it knows, all right, form is submitted. Then it'll update this person in our pipeline to the new lead stage, because now this lead of this landscaping business is a new lead. It'll text them, hey John, just saw you message us on our website. Someone will be with you shortly to help answer any questions you have. Are you wanting to book an appointment for our services? It also sends them an email saying something similar. These are all already set up for you guys and for your clients. Whenever you import these automations into their account, you guys can simply duplicate them into their sub account once you get your first client. And it'll wait 2 hours. If they reply, yeah, I'm looking to book, then it sends them a follow-up. Great, here's our booking calendar. Here's our booking calendar. And it'll send them to the booking page of the website. And so that automation's already ready to go, but that's obviously when you get your first client, right? You'll set this up. And the way to get this into your client's account is going to be by duplicating it. So this is in your sub account right now, which you won't really use it for your business. We already have the automation set up for your business, but if you want to use these automations for your client and you've created their own sub account, so up here you've gone and you've built a sub account specifically for their business, and that's where you built their website, you can just clone these automations over by clicking duplicate or copy to sub account, and then you can select your client sub account right here and it'll clone it over to their sub account and it'll be ready to run. Same thing with this one. This is for appointment booking. So next thing we'll add to our client's website is a calendar booking. We'll go to under the calendars tab here, calendar settings, and you want to make sure to create a calendar for your client. You can hit new calendar here. We're just going to use ours for this example, the one that's in the automation that you guys are going to use for your customers and your potential customers when you try to close them. But basically all we need to do once you've built the calendar out is we can go back to our website and then landscape right here. Let's say it's, we're going to put it on this landscaping website. I don't have a booking page on this website, so this is probably not the best example, but let's just put it on the about page for now. Let's assume this is the booking page of the website. And right under this get a quote button, we can click the plus sign, add another section or add another element, and we'll just scroll down to where it says calendar. And it says, you do not have any calendars at this time, select your calendar, and we'll just select the Smart Website Consultation Calendar. You're going to be doing this for your client with their calendar, right? So it's not going to be this exact same process because this is with your calendar. But anyway, this will be the landscaping calendar where their leads can go book appointments with. For landscapers won't always want calendar, right? Because sometimes they do all these different types of jobs, and so a calendar is kind of hard, and so they need to talk to the person first before they can book them in. So a landscaper might not be a great example of a business that needs a calendar on their site, but barbershops, nail salons, med spas, any type of low ticket appointment business where people come in for a haircut or for their nails to get done, those types of businesses always want a calendar on their website because they're low ticket, and you can even attach payment to these calendars. When somebody goes and books and picks their time, it can require them to pay. So you can set up payment processing for your client as well with their own Square or Stripe account or PayPal, however they want to collect payments. But that's how to add the calendar. And then the automation that runs off this calendar is going to be under your automations tab. I already gave it to you guys as part of the snapshot. It's under this Smart Website Automation for Clients folder. And this is the automation right here. So it triggers off of an appointment being booked. You just need to make sure to select the calendar. They must have changed this recently. Oh, here it is, in calendar, and then specify which calendar. So in this case, it'll be your landscaping client's calendar. So you'll say in calendar, Smart Website Consultations. This is the one I'm using for this example. Then you'll save that. So now the trigger will work and it'll put them into the appointment book stage of our pipeline. So it'll move them automatically. It'll send them an email. Hey, thanks for booking. Here's the time of your appointment. Same thing as a text message. And then 2 hours before the appointment, it will then email them again with a reminder email, text them again with a reminder text. And then 3 hours after the appointment, let's say this is a barbershop, somebody already came in for their haircut. 3 hours later, this customer that just came in for their haircut will get a Google review request texted to them. They'll say, hey, thanks for coming in earlier. We'd be honored if you'd leave us a positive review. And it'll send them the Google review request just like that. And it'll send them as an email as well. So it'll text them and email them the Google review request. And then at the final, it'll update them to the last stage of the pipeline, which is review request sent. That means they become a customer of this landscaping business or this barbershop or whatever type of business it is, and we've sent a Google review request out to them. And that's kind of like the final step for most businesses, customers, is like, all right, we just need to send them a Google review. And so that's that automation there. It takes care of confirmation text and email, reminder text and emails for appointments, and it sends the Google review request after the appointment happens. So those are really the two main automations that you need to set up. Now I'll show you how to add the chat widget, which we can also set an automation up for, or we can just hook up an AI chatbot that'll message back and forth with leads. So if you go under the Sites tab here, then we go up to the top where it says Chat Widget, we can create our own chat widget. We can do an SMS and email chat. This is going to be the type of chat widget you'll do for the basic and the growth plan. So for the first two plans, our 97 and our 297. But if our client wants the elite plan, the 697, we will do a live chat, because this one is the one we can hook up the AI chatbot to. Let's say our client is just on one of our basic or growth plans though, and then we'll do an SMS and email chat. We can just call this landscaping chat widget, just like so. And this is over here in the bottom right is what the chat widget looks like, and you can customize it. You can style it, you can change the little bubble and what it looks like. You can then change the color of it. Let's do green for our landscaper. And then you can change the message that it starts with. Hi there, have a question, text us here. We can just leave that for now. And then if they come back a second time to the website, we can change what the welcome back message says once they've returned to the website. And then widget customizations, you can make the chat widget show up on any part of the site. It can be at the top right, it can be top left. Typically bottom right is what most websites have, and I think looks the best. And then you can also change like what this window looks like and the questions that it asks. You can change the title, have a question, the intro message here, the contact fields that are captured. Right now it just captures name, phone number, and message. We could also add email to this if we want to capture emails as well, which I think is always a good idea. And then the button, what it says send right now, but you can change that to say something else if you'd like. And then you can have a redirect. So once they send this message, it can redirect them to another page of your website if you'd like. And then down here, a few additional things. Anyway, this is the acknowledgement message. After they fill out their information, it'll say thank you. One of our representatives will contact you shortly. You can change that to say something different as well. But anyway, we'll just kind of leave it how it is, and we will go ahead and save it. Now that we've saved our chat widget, we can go back to our website, and then we'll click on it. We'll go to the settings of the website. And then right here, there's an option for chat widget. We'll just select our new landscaping chat widget that we just built, and then we'll save it. So this won't show up in editing mode. So if you're editing the website and we click on the website builder here, you're not going to see the chat widget at the bottom right. You can see there's nothing there right now. The chat widget only works on the live preview of the actual real website. So you click this little eyeball button if we do a live preview, and now the chat widget pops up. And now it'll work. So it only works on the live view, which is fine. You don't really need it to work on the editing view anyway. It's really just to capture leads once the website is published and live. That's going to be how you add that chat widget. I also have an automation set up for this one for you guys already, where it will send an automated message to the customer, to the lead, once they fill in their information on the chat widget, which is part of this one here. We already just covered this. It's the one after someone fills out the form on the website, or if they message us on our chat widget. Then either way, form filled out, chat widget messaged, it'll update them to the new lead stage. It'll text them, it'll email them, it'll wait 2 hours for them to reply. If they reply, yes, we're looking to book an appointment, then it'll email them and text them with that link to book. If they don't reply within 2 hours, it just stops the automation. You guys can reach back out manually, or you can add more text if you want to text them even more after a few hours and keep following up with them. But that's the chat widget and the form automation kind of built into one that you guys can duplicate over to your client sub account once you get your first client, and for all your future clients as well. Next, I'm going to show you guys how to do some of the elite package, our $697 package features, which are our AI chatbot and our AI voice assistant that talks on the phone with our leads. The first one I'll do is going to be the chatbot. That's going to be under our AI agent tab right here, and it's going to be the conversation AI. This is the one that will hook up to our chat widget. So when we're on our website, instead of the chat widget looking like this, it'll just say, do you have a question? And somebody can ask a question and the bot will respond in real time, answer their question, and continue a conversation with them, and it can even book them in for appointments. So we're going to create our first bot here. Ours is going to be, you can decide whether it's just general Q&A or for appointment booking. For a landscaper, like I said, a lot of times the landscapers are picky about who they book in for appointments. They want to chat with them about the scope of the job first. And some jobs with landscapers can take a few days. Some will take one day, some will take a few weeks. So it's kind of hard to book them in. So we'll just do a general Q&A. This is going to be a bot that'll answer questions for leads that come to the website. So we'll hit continue there. The brand name, we'll just call it like ABC Landscaping. So that'll be the name of the business you're working with and setting this up for. Their website, let's say it's like abclandscaping.com. And then the company email, you can plug in. I'll just do a fake one. abclandscaping@gmail.com. The company address, I'll just do this address here, phone number. And then the business hours, let's just say Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Closed Sundays, that's fine there. We can leave that the way it is. And then tone of voice, we can decide if we want our bot to be friendly, trustworthy, confident. Let's just do friendly. I think that's a good way to do it. Add additional information. We can do a target audience, customer pain points. So you can get really detailed with these chatbots. You guys can decide if you want to go like next level and make this super crazy. But for most things, we can just leave this part be, and we can just go ahead and save the general information. Next up, we are going to click next. We've already done this part. Bot configuration. We can call the bot something. We can name it like John or whatever you want to name the bot. It could be the name of the business owner. Make this as primary bot. We'll usually check that, so keep that checked unless you have multiple bots, but we're just going to set up one bot typically for our clients. Preferred channels. This bot works with Instagram, so it'll DM people on Instagram if they DM this business with questions. You could offer that to your clients. It can also work with Facebook Messenger, SMS, so if they've got a phone number that you bought for them in GoHighLevel, it'll message them through SMS. It works with our chat widget inside of GoHighLevel, our live chat, and WhatsApp. So it has quite a few different channels you can hook it up to. For us, we're just building this one for the live chat widget on our website for our customers. So we're just going to select live chat. But if the customer wants any of those other options, feel free, go ahead. It's might as well, throw it on some of those other channels if they have social media, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, etc. So wait time before responding, keep it at 2 seconds. We want it to be really quick and respond very fast. Bot's initial message, we can have it say something specific like, are you looking to have any landscaping services done at your home, ? Something like that, right? And then we'll click next. And then bot goals. So the bot will collect whatever contact info we want it to, customer's name, their email, their phone number, their street address, their city. Name, email, and phone number is typically good enough. But if it's a landscaper, they need to probably know the person's address because maybe they need to swing by and quote them for the job. But we can just do name, email, phone number for now. And then we can have the bot ask specific questions. Ask the user their name, ask the user their email, ask the user their phone number. You can add different ones as well. So we can ask the customer what type of landscaping services they're offering, and we could just click add there, and we could use our field from earlier, which is what type of, it's not showing up here because I think I did that in another account, but we could create our own custom field, and it can update custom fields as well here. But let's say we're just going to ask for name, email, phone number. And if the person asks questions, it'll also answer their questions too, but it'll also try to gather their information as well. We will skip this if already filled. So if we already have their name or email from some other form of communication, like a form they filled out or something, we can skip this part. And then we can also toggle this on if we want it to book appointments at the end of the conversation. It can try to book people in. So you toggle that on if you want it to book appointments. And then receive email notification if the bot doesn't know the answer. I think that's a good one. So it'll notify the business owner if the bot couldn't answer the question that was asked. And then down here, we'll just send it to all users of the sub account. So that'll be the business owner and any of their employees that you put onto their sub account. Then we'll go ahead and click save. So now we can just turn the bot on autopilot mode and then save it. And now the bot will be working with the live chat. But remember before we went and we built a chat widget, but our chat widget was an SMS and email chat. So we need to make sure to create a live chat widget. This is going to be, like I said, for our 697 clients who we want to set up with our highest elite package. We'll just call this live chat widget. We won't customize it. I already showed y'all how to do that earlier, but we'll go ahead and save this. We'll go back to our website, landscaping website, go to settings, go to this chat widget. Previously, we had the SMS and email chat, which is going to be the chat widget we use for our basic and our growth plans. But for this one, for our 697 elite package, we'll use live chat widget, which has our chat bot hooked up to it. And then we'll go ahead and click save. And you're typically going to do this after the website has been built out, because one thing I forgot to mention under the conversational AI here is it gets trained based on under this section here, bot training. You can feed it your own information, but it can also scan the website of the client. So once you've built their landscaping website fully out with all their services and locations and everything, you can give the link to the website right here when you create this knowledge base. And under brand voice here, when you put the website in right here, it actually will crawl this website. And so this will be your client's website that y'all put in here once it's live and active. GoHighLevel will crawl the website, train itself on everything that's on the site, and then it'll be able to answer questions that people ask based on what's on the site. So under this brand voice, make sure you put your client's website, because that's really important for training. You can also do custom training though under the bot training section. You can build these what are called knowledge bases. And you can click create new here, you can name it, and then you can enter in just a ton of information. So basically we could do like landscaping and do a quick description here. I'll just type landscaping again. This isn't the actual training part. We'll click create, and then it'll take us to this knowledge base part. We can update and we can set up this web crawler here, which it'll already crawl if we have that under the other section, under this brand voice section, but we can also have it crawl here, so we can just click add source. We can do a web crawler, and we can plug in their website right here, and it'll crawl the website again. If there's maybe other websites that we want the bot to be trained on other than the main one, you can add those other websites in here. We can also add FAQs, so we can say if somebody asks this question or a variation of this question, we want you to answer in this way. So you can add Q&As there as well. And it looks like tables, which I'm actually not sure, it says coming soon. So this is how you can train. You can create these knowledge bases, and then you can apply them to your AI, conversational AI bot that chats on the chat widget on the website. That's how to do the chat widgets. Pretty straightforward. You can play around with them, and really just testing them is the most important part. So when you go into edit it, you can do bot, I think it's under bot training. Yep, right here you can test your bot. So you can send messages back and forth with it, try to throw it off. If you find a weak point where it can't answer a question, then go back and train it in the Q&As, and then come back, test it again, and you can test it right here as much as you want for free. That's the bot training for the conversational bot. Now, if we go back under our AI agent section, we can also create a voice AI. So on our website, let's go to this one. We can create a button here at the top of the website that when people click on it, it'll call the business, and then the AI bot will pick up and talk with the person, answer their questions, and can even book them in for appointments. To add that button to the website, I'll show you that first. So if we go back to our website, under settings, you guys will want to make sure your client has a phone number and you've gone through the whole A2P approval process that I showed y'all earlier in this training. So make sure you add a number here and purchase them a local number in their area, because that's going to be the number that this conversational AI bot hooks up to. So I won't be able to fully set it up because I don't have a phone number in this account here, but if we are setting it up, that'll be part of the setup. We'll create an agent, and we can name the agent Sarah, business name, whatever the name of the business is, ABC Landscaping, language English, voice Jessica. There's all these different voices you can choose from. This one's what Jessica sounds like. You can do a quick play.
Hey, Worldly 11 Labs friends, let's talk. Let's have a conversation about anything. My name's Jessica, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you.
So pretty good. If you don't like that one, there's tons of other options for males, females, different accents, etc. But we'll just do Jessica for now. Under time zone, this is important if you're booking, if you're doing like appointment booking with the AI chatbot, it needs to know the time zone that you're located in, can book appointments properly. And it only works for inbound calls. So when somebody calls the business, you can't have it be like cold calling people. Unfortunately, that's not legal. The agent's initial message, this is what it will say when it picks up the phone. It'll say, hey, you have reached, let's say, we'll change this to say ABC Landscaping. How can I help you today? I think that's fine. You can change it to say whatever you want, but We'll go to the next section. Next, you can select knowledge bases like the one we created earlier. You can feed it with information. You can have it crawl your website. You can add Q&As and really just train it so it knows how to answer questions on like anything that's asked about this landscaping business. Details to collect from contacts. I think it's always good to collect name, email, and it already has their phone number, right? Because they're calling into the business, so it knows the phone number already. We don't have to ask for that. Collect address, whatever, these different fields here. You can also collect contacts issues. So if they're like, I've got an issue or I have a question, I really need help with this, it can actually save that as a field under that contact so that you can go back later and see what their issues were that they needed help with. So let's check that one. That one's pretty good. Right here, receive email notifications, post call completion. We can send, after the call has happened, let's send all admins an email notification like, hey, this lead named John Smith just called, and it'll do a summary of the conversation there. You can actually go back and listen to the recordings of the call as well. We'll click next right here, but ideally you would have selected a knowledge base right here and trained it up, right? So it knows how to answer all the questions about this landscaping business. And then on this next section, this is where we can select the phone number and when we want the bot to be available to answer calls, which the cool thing about these AI chatbot or these AI voice assistants, they can answer calls 24/7. So even after hours, after the business owner and all the employees of the business have gone home, this AI chatbot can still be answering the phone. It can answer multiple calls at once. So let's say 2 leads call around the same time. It won't go to busy for one of the leads if it's already on the phone with someone else. It'll talk to like multiple people at once on the phone separately on their own conversations. And so it's really, really powerful. It never sleeps, never takes sick days. It really is powerful because you can be capturing leads 24/7. And this is where you would select that phone number. I didn't buy a phone number as I showed you earlier under the phone numbers tab. You need to make sure your client you get a phone number for your client. Enable AI agent as backup to the phone number. So this is if calls come in, sometimes businesses want to answer calls with a real receptionist, and that's fine. But if the real receptionist is busy and can't answer the phone, then it'll go to the AI agent next. But if you want the AI agent to answer all the calls, just toggle this off, and now the AI agent will answer all the calls and they won't go to any of the receptionists. You can also set working hours here if you only want the AI receptionist to answer calls, between work hours, but I think we should do 24/7 because that's the power of this. Like it never sleeps. It can answer calls all the time. And so you'll usually just keep that toggled off right there. And then you can test it out and you can plug in your number right here and you can select the number. I won't be able to test it on this one. I have a different one I can show you guys a test of, and then you can have it call you and you can test what it sounds like. Let me call one that I've built for my agency and you guys can listen to what it sounds like. But let me see if I've got it pulled up here. Okay, I think this is the one right here. I'll just give you guys a quick preview of it so y'all can hear what it sounds like. This is one for my agency, my WebJuice.io agency.
Hey, this is Bob. Can I ask who's calling?
Yeah, this is John.
Hey, John, are you calling back because you missed a call from us, or is there something you'd like to know about our services?
I was just calling because I know you guys do web design, and I'm thinking about getting a new website built for my landscaping business.
Awesome. Our smart websites are perfect for that. They look amazing, rank high on Google, and capture leads like a pro. Plus, you get a mobile app to manage everything from your phone. Want me to send you a link to check out an example?
Sure, yeah. If you guys have like a landscaping example, I'd love to see it.
Great. I've sent you a link to check out the smart website we built for a landscaping business. Take a look when you have a moment. If you're interested in chatting with one of our team members about getting your own site, I can send you a booking link too. What do you think?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'd be happy to chat with someone.
Awesome. I've sent you a booking link to schedule a chat with one of our team members. They'll be happy to help you out. If you need anything else, feel free to call me back. Have a great day, John.
Thanks, you too. Bye. So anyway, I programmed mine to send out links with like example websites to clients so they can, or potential clients so they can see what our smart websites look like. And then I also programmed mine to book appointments with me on my calendar for anybody who calls in and asks about the services. So you can do the similar thing or the exact same thing with landscapers, barbers, med spas, whatever type of businesses you guys want to work with. Setting it up right here under as this agent that I just showed you how to build is exactly how you do it. And you can get really detailed with the prompt. Let me go ahead and save this one. I don't know if we'll be able to save it because we didn't add a phone number to it, but if it saves, we can go back in and I showed you guys the basic setup. But if you want to get really detailed on the setup, if you go under agent goals, you can switch to advanced mode here and you can give it a crazy prompt with like questions you want it to ask people and how to respond to people's questions and the personality you want it to have. And so you could do basic mode, which basic mode does really well on its own. But if you want to get more advanced with like different questions to ask and things like that, then you can go to this advanced mode and give it your own custom prompt. And yeah, that's how to hook that up. I didn't show you guys how to add the phone number button to the website. So if you guys want to add a number number at the top where people can click on it and call this business, then this is how you do it. So we'll go to our landscaper site, we'll go to the home page, and up in the top in this navigation menu at the very top right, we can add a button somewhere. I mean, let's just change this get a quote button to like call us now. So if you scroll down to the bottom, we can say link to, and then instead of open pop-up, we can do call. And then we can type out our phone number right here. And whatever phone number you put here, when people click on this, it'll call this number. And so we would want to change it up here at the top. Instead of say get a quote, you could say call now, and then you could do subtext with like the phone number as well. You can create a button like that. You could also put the button up here somewhere. I just already had this one, so it was easy. But whenever people click on that button now, if they're on their mobile device, on their iPhone or Android, it'll just call that business right away. The AI receptionist will pick up, chat with them, answer questions, and help them however they can. And it can even book them in for appointments if that's the way you've set it up for your client and if that's what they want. So those are all the back-end features of our smart websites, the automations, the AI, and all the different lead captures that'll help these small businesses just get more leads from their website. So many businesses just don't have any form of lead captures on their website. They just have like a phone number at the top that people have to type in and call. They don't have the form. They don't have the calendar system, no chat widget, no AI or automation running on the back end. And so this will help customers get more leads and save a lot more time on their schedule. Now that you know how to build and set up smart websites, I want to show you how to sell them and realistically scale to $10,000 a month in your agency in the next 5 months. Before I show you all my closing framework on how to actually get clients, I want to show you what I like to call my 5-month battle plan, which is a very realistic 5-month plan to get to $10,000 a month in your agency. Month 1 here on the left, you're just going to get 1 new client. This is your free trial month for GoHighLevel. You guys get the 30-day free trial, so you don't have to pay anything for this first month. In your first month, the first few weeks are going to be learning, getting things set up, feeling comfortable, just getting your pitch down. And then the last 2 or week 3 or 4 of your first month, you could start doing outreach and trying to get your own clients for your agency. For this part, we're not going to charge any setup fees. We're just going to do $0 in setup fee. We're going to try to get 1 client, maybe it's a friend or family member, somebody we know, and we're just going to charge them a $97 monthly subscription, which is going to be a killer deal for them. We're not charging them any part on the setup fee. And so month 1, MRR, monthly recurring revenue, is $97 for that 1 client that we're going to get. Month 2, we're picking up some traction. We got our first client. We're feeling more confident. You're going to get 2 new clients. That's just 1 client every 2 weeks, which is extremely easy to do. You guys could surpass these numbers very easily and get a client or even 2 clients a week if you're really trying and going full time. But let's say you're working a part-time job and you can't put all your hours into this yet, and that's totally fine. So just 2 new clients in month 2. You got 4 weeks to get 2 clients. Super, super doable. You're getting 2 $97 per month clients. We're still maybe not comfortable charging those setup fees yet, and so we're still going to charge no setup fees in month 2. Now we have 3 clients, so the 1 from month 1 and now 2 more for month 2, and we're at $291 in monthly recurring revenue, and that's the total that we made that month. And that's about where your GoHighLevel subscription is. That's the first month you have to pay the $297. Since the first month you had the free trial, month 2 you had to pay the $297, so you're about break even technically on month 2. Then we jump into month 3, and now you're getting a little bit better at sales. We're going to land 3 clients in month 3, so that's just like 1 every week and a half, which is totally still very, very doable, even if you're just doing this part-time. And now we're starting to charge our normal prices, our $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 setup fees, and our $97, $297, $697 packages, as I outlined earlier on in the training. And so let's say on average, we get 3 $297 clients. Some of those might be 97, one might be 297, one might be a 697, but let's say it lands at the 297 average. And now we're starting to charge those setup fees. So let's say we have 3 new clients in month 3. We're charging them each that $2,000 setup fee. Like I said, some might be the $3,000, some might be the $1,000 setup fees, but now let's just say $2,000, our growth plan, middle plan is the average. And so you would make $6,000 in setup fees. This is where you start making really great money, because now you're charging setup fees and monthly, best of both worlds, making money up front and monthly recurring revenue on the back end. So your MRR month 3, after these 3 new clients, now you're technically at like 6 total clients, is going to be $1,182 MRR, monthly recurring revenue. And then your total made in month 3 jumps up a lot, because now you're charging those setup fees. You're more confident, you're better at sales, and you make $7,182. Month 4, we're going to get 1 new client a week. So at this point, you're really good at sales. You've gotten your first 6 clients, and you're going to get 1 client a week, which is still very doable, even if it's just part-time for you still. So let's say we get 4 $297 per month clients. That's $8,000 in setup fees at the average of $2,000 setup fees per client. And monthly recurring revenue, month 4 will be $2,370. And then your total with setup fees plus MRR will be be $10,370 in month 4. So in month 4, very realistically and conservatively, you can get to $10,000 a month, not monthly recurring, but $10,000 a month total made in your agency. And then month 5, even more, you get 4 new clients again, 1 per week, $8,000 in setup fees again. You're at $3,558 in MRR, and you've made $11,558 in month 5. And by this point, hopefully you've quit your job and there's not too many jobs that pay $10,000 a month. By month 5, you'll have a total of 14 clients, and these website clients very rarely ever cancel. If they do, it's going to be way far down the line, and it's less than 5% that will ever churn. Usually the ones who cancel are the ones that just completely go out of business, which is very uncommon. When businesses buy a website from you, especially a smart website, it's so sticky. They don't plan on changing a website other than maybe every 5 years or so, 3 to 5 years, and they might just reach back out to you to revamp it or something like that. But these are clients that will stick with you because websites are the stickiest service you can offer as an agency, hands down. By month 5, in total, between all months, you have made a total of $28,310, and that's subtracting all your $297 subscriptions that you've paid month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5 to go high level. Really, really good income, and that will just continue to go up. Really, in your first year, you could make over $100,000 in your first year as long as you keep scaling and keep putting in the effort. You do have to put in effort though. There's no easy button to this. You do have to make the cold calls or do the cold DMs or the cold emails and post in the Facebook groups and actually do outreach to get clients, which I'll show you a little bit later on in the training on some of the best methods for that. But this is the 5-month battle plan, very conservative, how you guys can get to $10,000 a month in just 5 months in your first 5 months running your smart website agency. Next up, prospecting can be one of the hardest parts about running an agency. Getting people interested in your smart website services and then getting them on a Zoom call where you can close them, it can be difficult. But I'm going to show you some bulletproof methods that have worked extremely well for myself over the past few years and extremely well for over 1,000 other agency owners that I've helped over the past couple years. The first method I like to call the Google Maps method. You're simply going to type in the niche that you're going to focus on. Before I show you this method, the idea around reaching out to clients is we want to try to focus on like 2 or 3 niches max. We don't want to work with 100 different niches. It becomes really hard to scale and repeat good results when we're working with a new niche every time. So you want to pick 3 complementary niches. In this case, you might pick landscaping, you might pick pool builders, and you might pick pest control. Those are 3 businesses that typically kind of work together. Landscapers know pest control companies. Landscapers and pest control companies might know some pool builders because they're all kind of related to the home service niche. And what this will do is it'll allow you to get good referrals later on in your business. Once you start landing clients, you can say, hey, Mr. Landscaper, do you know any pest control businesses or pool builders that you've worked with in the past that might need our services as well? And you can build a good referral system when you pick a few different niches that are closely related like that. But the first method is, like I said, the Google Maps method, where you can go through Google Maps, type in your niche. I just typed in landscaping near me right here, and this pulls up all the landscapers in my area. And all you'll do is you'll just start going through looking for businesses with no website. You can see this one has no website, because the ones that do have sites have this little globe icon right here, this little earth icon. But this one has no website, so this would be a great business to click on. You'll find their phone number right here, and you can give them a call. They have 14 Google reviews. That means they've probably been in business for a little bit. They're established. They've got 5 stars, and this would be an ideal candidate, someone who has no website. A website will help them rank higher on Google because websites will help with their SEO and just capture more leads. It can help save them time with AI and automation, all the good stuff that our smart websites offer. So this would be one. And even the ones that do have websites, I've actually sold more websites to businesses that have a website than businesses that didn't have a website. And so I'll reach out to these businesses as well. All you'll want to do is just click on their website real quick, take a look at it. This one looks absolutely terrible, just bad website. So this would be a great candidate to reach out to as well. And you can say, hey, Mr. Business Owner, we checked out your website, but we wanted to build you a new and improved one. And we actually built it out for you. If you want to jump on a quick 15-minute call, I'd be happy to show it to you. This website will help you rank higher on Google, get more leads, and help save time through AI and automation. I'll show you the pitch here in a second that you can use the actual, the cold calling pitch. But that's the method right there. You can go through, and there's so many businesses with no website or just bad websites, like the first 2 that popped up right here in my area. Prime examples. You'll see hundreds and hundreds if you just keep scrolling of good candidates. If a business already has a good website, when you click on their website and it has the chat widget, it has a form, it has a lot of the stuff that we offer for our smart websites, then you can just skip those ones. They probably wouldn't be worth your time calling if they've already got a great looking website. But there's so many. I'd say over 70% of them are going to have no website or bad websites. It's unreal how many bad websites and just no websites there are out there. So anyway, that's going to be the approach. The cold calling script you can use with this is as follows right here. So this is the pitch. We say, hey, Abby, whenever they pick up the phone, they'll usually say, hey, this is John with Landscaping 101 or whatever type of business they're with. So they'll say, hey, this is John. Then you'll say, hey, John, this is Jasper from WebJuice. How are you? They'll say, good, or who is this, or whatever. And then you'll go to line 2. The reason I'm calling is because I built y'all a new smart website for your landscaping business, and I wanted to show it to y'all. Are you the one in charge of the marketing stuff, or is that somebody else? And they'll either tell you I'm in charge or it's somebody else. If it's not them, then you'll say, are they available to chat right now, or is there a better number to reach them at? From there, if you're on the phone with the right person that makes decisions, awesome, perfect. We work with other landscaping businesses like yours to help them get more customers through our smart websites. It'll kind of put a little seed in their head, like, what's a smart website? Nobody's heard of smart websites. It's kind of like a new thing, it'll kind of give them some intrigue. And then line 4, would you be available to check out the smart website we built for you really quick over a Zoom call? If you can get them on a Zoom call right then and there and have a Zoom link ready to send them, amazing. You'll be able to close so many more clients when you can get them same day, right then and there appointments. If they can't, then you can say, no worries, would later today or tomorrow work better for you? And you can give them 2 other options if they can't do it right then and there. But sometimes they're just available and they can jump on a quick call and you can show it to them and you can get them while the iron's hot. And then you'll want to book them in for whatever time they decide. And then line 5, awesome. Be on the lookout for a Zoom link to your phone number and email. I'll send that over right now. And then, and the purpose of this meeting is to just show you the smart website and see if it would benefit y'all and continue the conversation if it's a good fit. If not, we can part ways. Is that cool with you? Just want to kind of like, hey, low pressure. I'm not going to try to like force something on you that you don't need. We'll just see if it's a good fit. And if it's a good fit, we can work together. If not, we can part ways. Last line, cool. Looking forward to chatting with you then. Have a great day. So just a really quick pitch. It doesn't take more than a minute or so to say this pitch. And I actually talked to a guy who works for a $1 billion tech company, and he has thousands of sales reps that are cold calling all day, every day for his company. He helped me form this script when I was very first starting out my agency. And this is a bulletproof script. It works extremely well. This $1 billion tech company uses a variation of this script. We just have a slightly different offer than they do. But this script is proven bulletproof. It's worked for over 1,000 agency owners that I've worked with, and it's worked for this tech company that's a $1 billion tech company. So anyway, this is extremely bulletproof. And just to give you some expectations on this, cold calling is a numbers game. It's not going to be something that's like super easy and quick to get customers, but it does work. But it is a volume game. So this is how you can get 2 sales per week realistically if you can cold call 5 hours a day. So if you make 100 calls in 5 hours, that's 20 calls an hour, very doable. Calls answered are going to be about 20%. It's crazy that business owners don't answer their calls. There's so many calls that go unanswered. And so pickup rates are actually only 20%, which seems weird. You think businesses would pick up the phone more, but they don't. So out of those 20%, I can typically set an appointment with about 10% of those. So about 2 out of the 20 people that I actually talk to, I can book an appointment with, which I'm a very average cold caller. I'm not a great cold caller. And so your numbers might be worse than this at the start. They might be here, or you might be better than me and your numbers might be better. But anyway, out of those 2 set appointments, the show rate for cold calling, unfortunately, is only about 50%. Only about 50% of them will show up to the Zoom call. And that's why if you can get them right then and there and book them in right as you're on the phone with them and say, hey, I'll send you a Zoom link real quick. We can hop on Zoom real quick. That's even better. But if they can't, the show rates, like I said, are only 50%, which is unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. So 1 out of the 2 will show. And then if you can close clients at 40%, which is like a pretty decent closing rate, kind of average maybe, you could close them at a higher percentage, then you've closed 0.4 clients for every 100 cold calls made. So essentially, you'll need to make about 200 to 300 cold calls in order to get 1 paying client. And if you make 600 cold calls in a week, let's say, you could get 2 paying clients off of 600 cold calls made. If you just make enough cold calls, there will be a client that'll be so easy to land. Like anybody could have cold called them and signed them up for a website, but because you called them right at the right time and you just, put yourself out there and actually started talking to businesses and calling them up, you'll be able to land them. Even if you have no sales skills, even if you're a terrible salesman, there are just some business owners that are so easy to sell, anybody could have sold them. And so it all is just a numbers game. So when you're making cold calls, don't make 50 calls and then say, oh, cold calling doesn't work. Like make a few hundred cold calls, make 300, 600 cold calls, and then tell me it doesn't work. I promise you'll have a client if you make 600 cold calls, 100%. And so we'll jump to the next method. So if you absolutely hate cold calling, I still recommend doing it. It's a great way to learn sales, and it's just a great, mindset to have when you make cold calls. Just getting rejected all day, it does something to you. It builds tough skin. But while you're cold calling, here's a method that can be kind of automatic and get you hot leads without having to do any cold calling and kind of work while you're cold calling. So while you're cold calling, you can also go to Facebook groups in your local area. So this one's a Facebook group near me called I Love Rigby, and I'm allowed to talk about it. It's like a local town group. It's not a business group. It's just like a local town group group where people post news and things that are going on in business. So businesses will post stuff that they're doing, like special promotions and events. And so these are the best types of groups I've found because they allow businesses to self-promote. They allow us to post about our services because they want to help support the community and the businesses in the community. This group has 19,000 members. In my town, really, I think only has like 10,000 people. So I don't know how the group is so big. There must be people from other towns that are in the group as well. But let me show you a post that I made, and it's a really, really effective way to get clients. And I like to call it the free website post. So I'm just going to view it real quick. This was back earlier this year. But anyway, the post says, for my Rigby business owners, do you or anyone you know need a free website? No strings attached. All I ask is to feature your business in one of my YouTube videos so I can show the process of how we help. Comment below or PM me if you or someone you know could benefit from this. If you don't do YouTube, that's fine. You can switch this part out where it's like, if you want to be in one of my YouTube videos, but you could say, all I ask for in return is that you give me a positive review if you like the website we build for you, instead of doing the whole YouTube thing like I did. Either way, it works really, really well. From this post, you can see a lot of people comment. I got like 18 commenters saying, I'd be interested. I do German Shepherd breeding. We're struggling with our website right now. I'm interested. I'd be interested. I'd be interested. And you might be asking, how are you going to get paying clients from this? You said you're going to do a free website, right? So I am going to do one free website. That's all I promised. I just said, do you or anyone you know need a free website, no strings attached? And so I'm just going to do one free website for this post. And maybe I should have made that a little more clear. Like I'll do one free website, but anyway, you get the gist of it. You'll reach out and pick one of them. So actually for this guy, I picked this John guy right here. I did a free website for him. He does home automation and security systems and like surround sound in homes. And so I ended up working with John on this one. But because I reached out to two other people, and I won't name their names because I don't like to publicize my clients, but two other people here I ended up signing as paying clients. What I did is I reached out to them and I said, hey, I already picked the free website winner for this post that I made in the Facebook group, but because you commented on my post, I'd be happy to do your website for a discounted price. And I ended up landing 2 paying clients from this post. I actually got some DMs as well. This wasn't all of the comments here. I actually got some people that just reached out directly to my DMs on Facebook. But this works extremely, extremely well. You'll get a free website client, which you're not going to charge them anything, no setup fee, no monthly fee. You're just going to do it for free because that's what you promised in the post. But you can get paying clients from this. Now we literally have 18 leads of people that have raised their hand saying, I need a website, I need a website. And so they literally expose themselves as hot leads that need exactly what we offer. And so this is a really effective way to get clients. So you can make these posts. They take like 2 minutes. You can literally just copy and paste your message into a couple different local groups in your area. And then while these posts are waiting to get comments on, you can be cold calling. And so you can have multiple different means of communication and outreach working for you at the same time. And so it's just a great way to stack cold calling with the Facebook groups. And then let me show you another method as well. This method is just a local networking method. I think it's great to grow a local agency because people will trust you and they'll be able to connect with you better when on a local level. So I'm going to type in Rexburg Chamber of Commerce, and this is going to take me to the Rexburg Chamber website. And Rexburg is a town that I'm close to. I'm like 10 minutes away from, and they have a really good chamber of commerce with a lot of business owners that are a part of it. And so let's click on events right here, community calendar. And this will take you to a calendar where you can see different events that are going on in your area. Almost every city has a calendar like this that shows the events that they're doing in the area. For example, Thursday, July, or maybe, this was back on June 5th, but that's fine. It's already passed. But they do these multiple times a month. They did June Networking Night, which is literally a 2-hour block, 5 to 7 p.m. of people going to network with each other, talking about just different businesses, going to chat with other business owners. So there's a great opportunity to go meet other businesses. A lot of them, when you tell them, yeah, actually, I build smart websites for business, they'll be like, what's a smart website? And it's just a good segue into conversation. And they'll be like, I've actually been thinking about getting a new website. I don't know anything about digital marketing. So many businesses have no idea how to even touch the digital world of marketing. And so you can be the expert and you can jump on a call and just say, hey, yeah, I'd love to chat with you more about it. When's a good time that we can meet? And I'll show you what we've got going on. And then they'll book a call with you. These always have worked for me. I've gone to a few of these. I should go to more. I just haven't been pushing my agency as much these days, but these, every time I've gone to them, I've landed a client. Every meeting that I've gone to, one of these Chamber of Commerce meetings, I'll talk to at least a handful of business owners. You know, you can't probably talk to everybody because there's going to be like 20, 30, 40, 50 people there, depending on how big your town is. But you'll be able to talk to 10 different people within the couple hours, have good conversations with them, meet them face to face. They'll trust you because they can literally shake your hand in person, and you'll be able to land clients. And they do these usually a few times a month. Like this one, June Business Skills and Networking Forum. That one would be a great one to go to. So anyway, Go to your local Chamber of Commerce website, find some, and go network in person. Building an online business in an in-person fashion is one of the most powerful ways to grow a business. This is what Ben Francis, owner of Gymshark, which is a huge clothing brand selling fitness clothing, did. He went to a bunch of local pop-up, gym events, and he promoted his stuff, met a lot of people, shook a lot of hands, and that's how he grew his online business in an in-person fashion, face-to-face with real-life people. And so this is a great way to do it. And with all of this stuff, whenever you get a client that maybe is interested, but they're not ready to book a call with you yet, you can say, no problem. Can I send you a link to a video that I made showing you the website that we built for you? It's just a couple minute video. I'd love to send the video to you. And they'll say yes. Every business will say, yeah, sure, send it over. If you've already built something for me, I'd love to look at it. I just don't have time to book a Zoom call right now. You can create a video like this one right here. I just made it on Loom. Loom is where you can put your head in the bottom left corner and you can record your screen and you can show them whatever you're talking about. I'm just going to play this through for you so you can see what it looks like. But this is one that I made for a nail salon, and this video right here ended up landing me a handful of nail salon clients just because I put this video together for them showing a website that I built for them, which is really just a template, as we all know. But let me just play it for you real quick so you can see what it looks like. Hey, Jasper here with WebJuice. Just wanted to show you all the website that we built for your nail salon. Obviously, this is a rough draft, so if you like it, we can put your branding, your logo, and all of your company's information on it. Or if you hate the look of it, we can completely redo it, redesign it, and make it however you guys want us to. We're really good with web design, so we can make anything happen for y'all. But I just wanted to show you guys a couple of the features that make our website stand out, stand apart, and help you guys ultimately make more money. So as we scroll down the page here, you can see some different fade effects and things like that just make the website look more professional. At the bottom right here, we have this little chat widget bubble where your leads can come, they can ask you questions, and as part of it, they have to put in their name, phone number, and email, and then they send that message in. This has automation tied to it, so our websites are not just static websites. They actually have follow-up that's automated for you. So when somebody sends this message, they're going to get a text and email, and they're going to be put into an email and text message drip sequence just to make sure that they end up coming in and end up becoming a paying client of your business. A lot of times with websites, they're very static. They have a form that you fill out, and then a lot of the leads are lost. And so we want to make sure that none of your leads are lost, and so we have this automated follow-up with this chat widget right here. Another thing, if we scroll up on the page, if we go to the Book Now page, your leads and clients can go straight to your website and book a manicure, a pedicure, whatever other services you offer straight on your site. So they can pick their date, their time, and then you can hit continue here, and then they'll put in their full name, phone number, email, and then they'll book the appointment. And so this also has automation tied to it. When they book the appointment, they're getting a confirmation text and email. And then later on, before the appointment starts, they're going to get reminder texts and emails throughout, and just making sure that they show up to the appointment, which will help you guys make more money. And you can also collect payment on this part, where it'll make them put down like a $20 deposit to book the appointment, and then later on they can pay the remainder at the actual location. But yeah, these are just another great way to capture leads along with our chat widget that we showed you earlier. And then we are also really big on and off page SEO. SEO is the term that stands for search engine optimization. It just helps your website rank higher and makes more people find you on Google when they type in nail salon near me. And so we help with that on an ongoing basis to make sure you guys get on the first page of Google within the first 6 months of working with you, guaranteed. But anyway, that's something we pride ourselves on, is just making sure that your website actually gets traffic. So a lot of websites look great, but they just get nobody to go to them. They have no traffic coming in. And so we want to make sure that it's different for you guys. Anyway, like I said, if you guys hate the website, we can completely redo it, make it however you guys want it. We can throw your branding, your logo on it, all of your company's information, and we'd love to earn your business. We just made this, so we're showing you guys that we actually put in some effort for you before we're reaching out to you. We would love to earn your business, love working with you guys, and so hopefully we'll see you guys on a call soon. Peace. So just a quick video like that shows, it was a 3-minute video, shows the main 4 features of our smart websites, which are just beautiful design. They look good. They'll represent your brand in a great way. The SEO, we're going to help you actually rank on Google so you can get traffic to your site and get customers and leads through it. The AI and automation, which is just going to help you, follow up with your leads that you capture and save you time because you don't have to do it yourself and follow up with these leads yourself. And then just all the lead captures, just capturing a lot of leads through the forms, the chat widgets, the calendar booking system, the call now button. These are all things you can show on your demo video. And just, you film this once, right? For if your niche is landscapers and pool builders, you can make one of these for landscapers showing the landscaping template, one of these for pool builders, and then just reuse the same video for all the clients that you reach out to. You notice I never said the name of the nail salon I was reaching out to, so this will work for any nail salon you send this video to. So you don't actually have to make a Loom video for every client that you reach out to, or every prospect you reach out to. That would take way too long. You're just copying and pasting and reusing this video. A great way to use these is if you're cold calling, if they're like, I'm not ready to book yet, no worries, can I send you a link to what we put together for you? You send them this video link. If you're DMing businesses on Instagram or Facebook, when you reach out to them, hey, we put something together for you, is it cool if I send you over the link to what we made for you? And they say, yeah, sure, and you send them this link. It just shows them something tangible they can look at, and they can kind of understand a little bit better what the smart website will do for them. Rank higher, have a great looking website, better than their competitors, save time with AI and automation, capture tons of leads, and make more money and get more customers. So this video right here, I recommend making for the 2 or 3 different niches that you're going to be reaching out to and doing outreach to. So those are some of the most bulletproof, best ways to get clients that I've found over the past few years. And now I want to show you my closing framework when you actually get a client to jump on that Zoom call with you, the things that you're going to want to say to them and show them. And I've got this document here. I'll drop a link to it down below this video so y'all can check it out there as well. But basically, it's 3 phases that I like to cover on this closing framework. So phase 1 is going to be called the discovery phase. It's just where we ask the prospect some questions. At the beginning, we'll say, hey, Mr. Prospect, it's great to meet you. Maybe do a little small talk, ask how their day's going, whatever. And then you'll go into phase 1. Hey, is it cool if I ask you some questions about your business to see if we can help you all out with our smart website services? They'll say yes. And then you can go ahead and ask these 8 questions. First one, are you currently generating any leads through your website? Are you currently getting any leads through digital marketing methods like SEO or social media? And what do you like about your current website? What do you not like about your current website? And that's if they have one. If they don't have one, you don't have to ask that. Do you have any website examples of competitors or other landscaping businesses that you really like? And we can pull up and share screen and show some of the other examples. Maybe they're like, I really like my competitor's website. We can pull that up and talk about it. Do you currently use any softwares to help run your business? If so, which ones and what do they do? So we're just trying to figure out, what systems they have in place already. Are you happy with your current number of customers, or could you take on more? If so, what would be your customer goal over the next 12 months? And then do you feel like you could use more software in your business to help get more time back? So these are all just kind of questions that'll start turning gears in your client and your prospect's head, and they'll start thinking like, oh dang, I really don't have this stuff in place. And we want to let them discover the pain points themselves. We don't want to tell them and tear them down and say, your website sucks and you guys need this and this and this and you're missing this and lacking all this. We want them to be able to discover it for themselves. And so these questions, allowing them to answer and just talk a lot and kind of open up about their business, will start turning gears and just let them realize that, man, we really need this stuff. After phase 1, you're going to segue into phase 2, and you're going to say, based on all the things that we've talked about so far in the questions, I think there are some areas we could help you guys out. Let me pull up the website example that we built for you so you can see what it looks like and how our smart websites work. You'll share screen and show them an example of the smart website, just kind of like it shows here. But you'll be able to scroll through it and show them the different pages and show how we build them beautifully so they look great and they have a great looking website. That's going to be the big one for businesses. They just want something that looks awesome and represents themselves well. The second feature that we're going to hit on when we're talking about the smart website and showing it to them is the SEO. We're going to talk about how we use on-page SEO, and we do keyword research, and we figure out which keywords are going to help them rank the best, and we optimize it fully so that they have the best chance of ranking on Google. Then we're going to talk about the lead captures, like the chat widget, the forum, the calendar booking system, and then this little call us button that people can click on, and it'll call the biz right away. So we talk about, hey, we give your leads multiple ways that their information can be captured so that you guys get almost every lead that lands on your site. And then the fourth is the AI and automation that follows up with the leads, texts them, emails them, the AI voice assistant that can actually talk to them on the phone. All of that we'll kind of do a brief coverage of and explain how that stuff works and helps them save more time. And yeah, so that's the presentation phase 2. So, we've got discovery phase where we just ask them some questions, learn about their business, see if we can help them. Phase 2, we show them what we put together for them. And we also want to tell them, hey, this doesn't have to be your website. We can build you something completely custom and different if you hate this one. This is just an example that we put together for you to show you how the smart websites work. And then third phase is just pricing. After you've shown them everything, you've talked with them, you've had some good conversation, you want to keep them talking a lot. So after every phase that you cover, say, any questions on that? Is this making sense? Make sure it's more conversational and you're not just talking at them the whole time. And then in phase 3, you're just going to show them the pricing. Hey, these are our 3 different packages. We've got the starter, growth, and elite plans. And you can kind of talk about what each one includes. And then you say, based on chatting today, what plan do you think would be the best option for you guys, and which one would you guys want to go with? And they'll say, oh, I want to go with starter, growth, or elite. Or they'll say, I don't know if we're ready yet. And then they might have some objections that you can overcome at this point. And and then you'll just collect payment from them right there on the Zoom call. It's ideal if you do it on the same call. You don't want to try to get them to pay you later, because a lot of times they'll rethink it and be like, oh, and become doubtful and get cold feet, and they'll back out and they don't end up paying you. So you're going to try to collect payment right then on the call if possible. And so That's the whole closing framework. It's really simple. Don't overthink it. It's very much conversational. You're asking lots of good questions. So it's pretty much like a conversation the whole time. This is really the only part where you're just kind of talking more of the time than they are, but you still want to stop and be like, hey, do you have questions? And let them talk too. And if you can keep them talking, 60 to 70% of the time and you only talking 40 to 30% of the time, that's always a good thing. Because as prospects talk more, it starts to make them realize more that this is something that they need. So that's how to find prospects, and that's how to close them once you get them on the Zoom call. If you guys follow this, you'll be able to start getting leads and then getting clients booking calls with you, and you'll be able to close them no problem. Now that you know how to land clients, you'll need to be able to get them set up in GoHighLevel with their new Smart website and all the parts that go into it. Once you get a client, you're going to need to get them set up inside of their own sub account under your GoHighLevel agency account with your own white labeled logo on it and everything. And so you're going to go to your agency account here, and you're going to want to create the sub account like this. You'll go here and then you'll click create new sub account or create sub account. We'll typically start from a blank snapshot and we'll do it like this. And so we'll just go through, we'll type in their address here. Let me just plug in mine, pretending like I'm the client, but you'll put in the client's info here and you'll select at the bottom. Just click the little arrow over. Then you'll put in your client's first name. I'm just going to put in all of my info here. Website, their domain if they have one. Let's just say it's like abclandscaping.com. And then time zone is really important for the calendar booking system hookup. So I'm going to choose my time zone. Put your client's time zone in there. It says add sample data to this sub account. You can just turn that off and then click add sub account. And then this will create the sub account. So now you'll have a sub account created for your client with all of their info and all their details. And now we can switch into that sub account. So I'm going to click switch to sub account, or you can click up here and switch into it as well. We'll just click there. All right, so now this is where we can build out everything for our client. We can build their website, and we can choose from the GoHighLevel templates, or if you've gotten a template from, you're an affiliate of mine, you've gotten one of my website templates, you can import that in here as well. But you're gonna build their website, and I showed you guys how to build websites earlier, and so that's gonna be the first step. You wanna put their website together, put the form on their website. You're going to want to add the chat widget like I showed y'all earlier, and you're going to want to hook up their domain like I showed you under the settings and domains. You're going to want to go in here and connect their domain. To connect their domain, they'll need to add you to whatever domain account they purchased their domain with. So if they used GoDaddy, they'll need to add you as an account admin under their GoDaddy settings so that you can access their GoDaddy account and log into it and connect this for them. And so that's one thing you'll need to ask them for, is just their GoDaddy login, or not their GoDaddy login, but just to add you as an admin. You won't even need their username or password. It'll give you immediate access through an email link. You'll need to connect their domain to their website. You'll also then need to do the phone number setup. I showed you guys how to do the A2P process earlier under the phone numbers tab right here. You're going to buy them a phone number in their area code. So if they're in Idaho, you'd buy them a 208 phone number, as I showed earlier. And then you'll go to Trust Center after you buy the phone number, and you will want to start the registration, the A2P registration. This is if you're based in US or Canada. Like I said, I showed this all earlier in the video, so I won't go through it again for time's sake. Yeah, you'll want to make sure their brand gets approved and their campaign gets approved, and then they'll be able to start sending text messages from the phone number that you bought for them in their sub account. And that phone number can also make phone calls as well, and receive phone calls and receive text. And so it's a completely working number for their business. And that's the phone number you can hook up their AI agent, their AI voice assistant receptionist to, that can talk with all the leads that call in. So you'll need to do the phone number setup. You'll also need to do the email system setup as well. As I showed you earlier, you guys set it up, and basically all you'll need to do is it'll default to your email right here. You don't want it to be your email. You want this to be info dot, whatever your client's domain is, info.abclandscaping.com. And so you'll just go over to dedicated domain and IP, and then you'll click add domain, and you'll go through the same process of setting up email as earlier. You'll type in info dot and then the client's domain. So let's say it's abclandscaping.com. And then click add and verify, and it will hook up automatically. This is another reason you need their admin access to their GoDaddy or their Cloudflare or their Namecheap, wherever they bought their domain. You'll need admin access so you can hook this up as well, because this is going to add DNS records inside of their GoDaddy account. You'll need access to be able to sync it up and hook it up. You could do this all onboarding call with your client as well if they're not comfortable giving you admin access. You can jump on a call and you can do all this with them. That might even be easier, just depends on the client you're working with and how much time, but you'll just click add and verify, hook up the GoDaddy account wherever they bought their domain, and it'll sync up and add the records, and now their email will be working and verified. I showed that earlier in the training, so you can go back to this email setup part. to be refreshed on that. Just setting up their automations. As we showed before, I gave you guys in my snapshot 2 of the main automations that you're going to be setting up for your clients, for every client. And you can switch into your agency sub account, the one where you're going to run your agency from, and you go to automations, and you can just copy the automations over. They're both under this Smart Website Automations for Clients folder. And if you click this folder, we may even be able to copy over the whole folder. Let's see. No, we can't copy the folder, so we got to click into the folder and we got to clone this over. So let's clone this over to, we'll click copy to sub account, and then you can copy it over to your client sub account. I can't remember the sub account that I just created and what it's called, but you would just copy it over, select it, and then click submit, and it'll clone that automation over so it's ready to go. And then same thing with this one for the appointment. If your client has an appointment calendar on their website that you built for them, then you can go over and you can copy to sub account and select their sub account there. And so now you've got the automations copied over. You could also, if you have already built like an AI agent, for example, like a voice agent or something like that, or a chat bot that hooks up to their chat widget, I think you can clone these over as well. I think you can duplicate them and clone them over. If not, you can do it with a snapshot. Either way, you can move that over if you've already got one built out. I recommend just building them out from scratch for each client, because each client's going to be different and have a different services they offer. Even if you're working with 2 landscapers, the training for their bots is going to be slightly different just depending on their business. That's going to be the bot part, setting up their AI voice assistant, their AI chatbot if they're on the elite plan, the $697 plan. Yeah, this just duplicated it in the same sub account. So you have to transfer it over in a snapshot if you want to transfer over a chatbot that you've already built out for your niche. But yeah, and then you want to set up their calendar and make sure all their calendar is right. So if they have multiple calendars, like multiple different types of calendars, you want to make sure to create each different calendar for each different service they offer. And then also under settings, you'll want to add them. So at the very end, once the website's built, the email set up, their phone number set up, automations, everything is ready to go, ready to roll. You'll want to make sure to add them as a staff member to the sub account. You can also do this from the Launchpad, which is actually probably easier. You'll go down here, it says quickly add 1 or more team members. You'll click add, and then you'll type in your client's email, any of their employees' emails that they want to add to the software, and you will send them an invite. So you'll just type in their email, hit enter, type in another email, hit enter. However many people you want to add to the sub account, however many employees, you can send those invites. They'll get an email and it'll say you've been invited to join WebJuice or whatever your guys' software is called, and then they'll be able to create a username and password and log in, start seeing everything that's in the sub account. They can see all their contacts under the contacts tab. They can see appointments that are booked under the calendars. Now, to take this one step even further and make it even easier for our clients, they don't even need to log into this desktop software. This has a lot of features in it. They might get overwhelmed. And one thing is you can limit the feature permissions under My Staff. Once you've added somebody as a staff member, let's say this is your client right here, you can go to this little edit button. You can go to roles and permissions, and you can toggle off features if you don't want to give them access to the blogs or to certificates and some of these extra features that they're really not going to be using much. You can just turn them off, and they will actually disappear when your client logs in from this left column over here. And so you can limit features and just say, hey, we don't, basically just give them a limited version of the software. You don't need to tell them that those are even features in the first place. They don't know what they don't know, and so you can just hide those features from them so they don't have access to them. But what I was saying earlier, to go one step even further, you can just have your client log in on their phone. There's a mobile app for GoHighLevel. It's called Lead Connector. And if you go down here to this button right here called Mobile App, your clients will be able to download this mobile app. Like I said before, it's called Lead Connector. It's spelled just like that, Lead Connector, one word. And it's in the App Store on Android and Apple phones. And you can simply invite them. So you can select the different team members, which will be your client right there, and you can send them an invite. It'll have his email, and it'll send him an email invite and say, hey, download our mobile app so you can access the software from your phone. And if they want to see how to use it, you can show them this quick little scan through right here. They can conversate, so they can send messages through the mobile app, through text, email. They can send Facebook, Instagram DMs. It syncs up to all their social platforms. They can book appointments and see all their appointments right from their phone. They can send invoices and collect payments through the phone. And it even has tap to pay, so someone can tap their card on the phone and it can process payments like that. And then there's reputation management, so it'll show how many Google reviews they've received, and just lead management, so they can see all their leads and they can edit and change information for leads if they need to. Those are the main 5 columns and things that they can do from the mobile app. That's really all they need, because the smart website's going to be doing most setting it up for them, building the automations. They don't really need to do anything other than see the leads that come in, reach out to them if they need to, conversate with them, look at the appointments that have been booked through their website. They may need to send invoices every once in a while. That is something they'll do manually right here. See the Google reviews that they've captured from the Google review request automation that we've been sending out for them. And so, yeah, really they just overview everything from their phone, and they can even call leads through their mobile app as well. There's a call button right here next to this lead. You can see they can just call them up right from the mobile app as well. The mobile app just makes things extremely easy for clients, just so they don't have to log into this software. It just becomes overwhelming for a lot of clients. And so I would rather push my clients, and I do push all of my agency clients, just to use the mobile app. It's so much easier for them. One thing to mention as well to your clients is, hey, we do charge extra for the texting and emailing credits and the AI credits. Basically, every text message costs 0.003 cents in the US, so it's like a third of a penny per text message segment. A phone call is like it's like 1 cent per minute on the phone if they use the phone through GoHighLevel. And then an email credit costs 0.007, so it's 3/4 of a cent per text. It's 0.003, so a third of a cent per text or per email. And, they're extremely cheap, right? They can send 1,000 emails for $3. So it's not going to break the bank. Most clients don't spend more than like $10, $15 a month between texting, emailing, and calling credits. But that is something we do charge extra, and you'll want to know that to them. It's like, hey, we do charge this on top of the monthly subscription. So you'll pay the $297 per month plus on average maybe another $10, $15 a month, depending on how many texts and emails and calls you make through the software. But with that, you need to make sure to get their billing on file. So you'll want to connect their card right here and click add payment method. Once you add their card right here, that'll be the card that gets charged for all of the text message, emailing, and calling credits inside of the software. So you just want to make sure their payment is on file there, or else it'll charge your card by default, the one that's at the agency level. So you'll want to make sure their card is on file so it doesn't charge you for their credits, it charges them. You could say, hey, we pay for the credits for you. I recommend charging the client, because if they go crazy with text and emails and calls and they spend $100 of credits in a month, then that's coming out of your paycheck and out of your profits. So I just charge that to them. Once you explain it to them, hey, it's really cheap. It only costs $3 for 1,000 emails. It only costs $7 for 1,000 text message segments. Like, they're like, okay, that's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. And so that is going to be the best way to set up their payment. So it charges their card automatically for the crediting system inside of GoHighLevel. And then just keeping clients happy, right? Like, once you get a client, you want to make sure they keep paying you forever. Giving them a phone number, or giving them an email that they can reach out to you at. You can set up a good email in like Google Workspace, create an email for like $7 a month. So you can create an email that's like, mine is jasper@webjuice.io. And you can create one that's like, if your name's John, you can create one john@agency.com or whatever your agent domain is. So it's like a professional looking email. It's not like @gmail.com or @yahoo.com email. It's like a professional business email. And you can go to Google Workspace. You can create a Google email that way that people can reach out to you at if they have questions or need help or need you to edit something on their website. And your clients can also edit their site themselves from inside the software here. If you want to give them access to go in and make edits to their own website and show them a quick tutorial on an onboarding call, or make a video showing them how to make edits on their own site, you could do that as well. And so it makes it even easier for them. They can change it anytime they want without having to reach out to you. But most clients don't really want to learn the software. They just want to keep running business, and they're business owners. They're not tech whizzes. And so we'll take care of all that for them. If they send us a request, within 48 hours, we'll have those updates on their website, whatever they want changed. Now, we're not going to change and add complete new pages to their website, right? If they want a whole new page added to their website, we're going to charge them $300 to add that page, a one-time fee. But if they just want little things like, hey, can you change the image on my website? So if they're like, looking at the website here, they're like, hey, can you change this background image? We took a new picture of a lawn that we just cut and we want to switch it out. That kind of stuff we'll do for free, as part of their monthly subscription. Or if they're like, hey, can you change our headline to say something else? We'll do that kind of stuff for free. But if they're like, hey, we want a whole nother page talking about this other service, then we do charge, anywhere, but you can decide, but anywhere between like $250 to $300 one-time fee just to get that new page put on their site. Anyway, that's how to set up clients. I have a whole onboarding checklist of things you'll need from your client in order to get them fully set up, because there are some little things they'll need to send you, like their business name, their EIN number for the A2P. I'll drop that onboarding checklist down below so you guys have everything you need. You can see visually like what your clients, or what you'll need to get from your client, so that you can, smoothly set up this entire process that I just showed you. Yeah, that's onboarding and getting your client set up, ready to go, and keeping them happy. Now you have everything you need to successfully run your smart website agency, but if you're anything like me, you might need some extra hand-holding along the way for additional help while growing your agency. So if you want to access my private HighLevel Vault community, where you can book 2 free Zoom calls with me per week, access over 50 plus custom smart website templates for different niches, and a lot more resources, then you can get all of this for free just by signing up with my 30-day free trial to GoHighLevel down below. Thanks for watching. Peace.